What's up, everybody? This is the poker coaching study session. Today, we're going to be looking at
A bunch of live hands that Scotty played wrong. Pretty much the only way to play them. All right, so our first player here, we have a open limp, a limp behind, another limp, and a final limp. We've got the 7-4 off in the straddle. You can think about this and go, oh, everybody's weak. Why don't I raise here? Which is a reasonable exploit. But I think the better exploit here is that you get to see a flop that you had you never deserved to see. So
Right?
flop,
Yeah.
Flop the nuts.
we flop the nuts. Check, 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 check. All right, great.
Let's do this.
And we get the five. We get the 5 of hearts. So we have a flush. Check. Anybody want to bet here?
No.
Sure.
No.
Okay, I
Why
don't either.
not?
I mean,
So
we're
who's
up
betting?
against eight. Up against 8 hands. Eight cards. I mean,
8 cards.
True,
And
but I don't know, bro.
8,
At
9,
the
10
same
jack.
time,
We
You're beating a
if we get
6, a
called,
3, and a deuce of hearts.
right. So if we get called by a flush, it is
if
mostly better than us. But we might get called by something other than a flush. So put in the chat or say it out loud. Who wants to bet here?
no chat.
Oh, whoops. Let's go back. Okay. I'm checking. All right. Today, let's see if let me open up the Zoom window and see if anybody is betting here. Mike is checking. All right. We got no bets. Bet 50. Bogdan wants to bet 50%, which by the
I
way
do,
would have
I
been a good
want,
idea.
I want to bet it.
All right, good enough. I didn't bet. We get a bet of 25 here, which we are ready to call until this guy calls. Now do you want to call it?
Easy
Nope.
fold.
Fold.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's what I do. I fold. The 9 comes, it goes check, check. This guy shows queen 7, and this guy can't beat it.
Okay.
So
Hmm.
so if this guy, if the button had not done his goofy call that he did, the goofy call he made, I think I would have called the 7.
Oh my
And if we
God.
took Bogdan's line and bet, probably would have won the hand. All right.
But I
Most
mean, too
likely.
bad.
Do you,
It was
Scotty?
a hand you had no
Yeah.
business being in the first place, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. They
who
just did it.
cares?
Yep.
Quick
Yep.
question
Okay.
for this mode for the cash games. Do you
Yeah.
guys continue here with the queen as a hyper? That's it.
Against this many people, I wouldn't continue with the queen. I mean, I folded a 7 of hearts, which kicks ass on a queen. So that tells you I would fold it. I would fold it. Now, again, it makes a big difference if this guy doesn't call.
Sure, very true. Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
But
So
even so, I don't know. No raise
yeah.
for that, for that courageous, I don't know, bet.
Well, let's take a look at his size and see if we think we should have read anything into his size. All right. So it's 25 into 50. It's not tiny. It's not tiny.
25 into 50 into 5 players.
25 into
Into 4
50
players.
into 5 players with 2 still to play.
Yeah, really courageous bet indeed.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think again, I think this is an easy call if this guy doesn't call. Brian says, but it's tiny for the game. That's true too. It is a small bet for this game. Yep. All right. Next hand.
Does anybody here still believe, even after seeing the results, that that's a call?
Not really.
Not once he gets another. It's an easy call if it's folded back to us, but once you get a call, you just. I mean, obviously, guy had a really shiny helmet, but
Yeah, it's just don't be results oriented. That was an easy and a good fold.
Most of the time, you are not winning that hand.
Yeah. The guy who bet the queen, I don't have any criticism of his helmet. It's whatever the other guy called with. That was, I think, the only.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's the
Yeah.
point, indeed. If you
Yeah.
couldn't be that shit, I mean, come on.
Yeah. So what do you have? Maybe a straight draw. You're drawing to a straight. You're drawing to a straight when the four flush is already on the board, or you've got a
Reasonable
made
call.
hand that can't be, or you've got a made hand that can't be queen seven. That seems pretty helmet like. All right, here we go. This hand, you're going to like this hand because this hand
Do you
includes
punt?
holiday. No, there's no punting in this hand unless you count
Ooh,
this
look,
raise. Unless you count this ISO.
I do. I count it as a punt. No.
Okay.
No. It's only what is your read on the guy that opened?
The
Is he
thing,
opening too wide or anything like that? Because then this is reasonable.
he's a
Yeah,
youngish
it's only a
Asian guy.
punt if that's an OMC.
Right. Yeah, no, the OMC, and by the way, he's an old guy, but he's not so much just an MC, is the guy in the middle. He is the money that I'm going for.
But
I got to get by this guy,
like
but
it does matter whether that guy's opening wide or not, because this is not a good three bet if this guy's not opening too wide, because he's still opening in the low jack. That should be a better range. You're at the very bottom of his range. Like this is what he should be open. This is like the last one of the few hands he should be opening. One of the worst aces. Sorry, took me a
I
while to
see
say that.
more. I believe, first of all, I believe that he correctly is opening ace 10 off here.
Hmm.
He's also correctly opening ace deuce suited. So
Okay,
line of all
then
is aces. My ace jack is cuspy,
and he will
but
fold to three bets though.
mhm,
Okay,
yep,
then yeah,
not
hell
this
yeah,
time.
no
Not this
problem
time.
with it then.
Right. But the thing I'm jumping on here is not his raise as much as this field call.
Because it's dead money, or you expect to get
Because it's dead money.
through the low jack and play heads up against that guy.
Because it is dead, because it's dead money.
Dead money,
If
okay.
if the low jack folds, he's folding along with him, and I just take it down. If the low jack calls, he's got a range worse than ace jack.
Should. He should.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking. Okay. And there's our call, and then we get a
Oh
second
yeah,
call. And this
the
doesn't
double
surprise
call.
when this guy calls, this doesn't surprise us. All right. So
Okay.
if we flop an ace, we are going to play cautiously, probably not even betting the flop, and letting somebody else bet and see what happens. But we don't flop an ace. We
Oh,
flop two jacks.
boo.
We
Boo.
flop. No, it gets better. We flop two jacks. Check.
And now we're betting.
We're betting. What size?
Um, I standard, I'm gonna go small, and I think this is really nice to go small on.
How small?
Be I think they have a lot of pocket pairs, so let's get them to call one time, and then we can target other things later on. So let's go like 125 here.
Okay. Very
100.
reasonable.
I was gonna say right around 100 to 120, probably on the lower, like the 100.
Well, how much
Just
is our
keep them in
pocket
with
nines?
everything.
Pocket nines are gonna call one time here,
Mhm.
likely.
Right. But everyone, just so you know, Larry is correct. The correct answer is 70. And
What?
We already
Right.
seen these hands.
no, the correct answer is 70 because I don't think we did.
I mean, we can read the bet size you used on the right, to be fair. But
Yeah,
Oh, it's
Larry's
hidden?
cheating.
Oh, where was it? Oh, it's written here.
Yeah.
Your notes.
You bastard. All right, yes. 70. And the reason I'm going for it is this. This seems like a perfect time to bet small to induce. I've got two more streets that I can get bigger on.
They really only have a couple intuitive bluffs, right? Is got shots with backdoor draws.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
Because remember, so the idea, I'm going to bet 100 or 120 to get nines to call one time. The question is, do nines call twice with a smaller bet? We don't know. But it's no, Larry's saying he didn't look, that he wants to keep them wide. Exactly. So
Yeah.
there's the raise. This is great.
Kind of, I thought 125 was plenty small to keep them
Yeah.
wide.
Yep. Yep. But 125 doesn't induce 125 doesn't induce this.
Okay. Then we're just gonna call.
Yeah. So of course we're just going to call. But here's the important thing in the hand, which is before we call, I don't say anything out loud. I don't try to show that I'm not happy. I just picture in my mind two hands. I've got pocket kings, I've got ace king. And I am disgusted by the fact that this guy has a jack. But I'm not folding. I'm not folding pocket kings yet. And that's what I had in my hand. I have
No
pocket
need.
kings. And the acting isn't what do you look like when you have pocket kings. The acting is picture pocket kings and do your action. And put the chips in with just a little bit of that, just a little bit of annoyance. That's the thing we were saying. Picture it in your mind. This guy, because this guy we saw looking at other players. That's our read. He's not a guy who looked at the flop the whole time. He looked at other players. So we gave him something to look at. We
Play with a
called.
guy last night like that. He's
Yep.
actually a pretty solid player.
Yep. 3. And he jams. And when we
Oh, I have
call,
to fold now.
right. And when we call, he says the words, "You're good." This is a bluff. This isn't even a draw bluff. Because if he's
Just
got a draw, he doesn't say you're good. He says something like, "I've got to get lucky." Or he
Alright.
says something. And there we go. And we never see his hand. We don't wait to do it. He says you're good. We flip over our hand and we take the pot.
So he's the crazy side of the Asian spectrum.
He saw something and we let him see it with 70. 125 isn't a big bet, but it has some confidence to it. 70 doesn't. That's why I think 70 was good in this situation. All right? That's me. And there's some results oriented stuff for sure. All right, here we go. Now,
And he never told you or showed or anything.
I didn't ask. Nope.
Yeah.
He didn't say anything. He said the words "you're good," so it was a bluff. And while it would be fun to know what the bluff was, it wasn't important. All right. So 5-4 suited in the straddle, we get raised by the cutoff. Fold, fold, fold. This is a 3-bet sometimes. This is a call sometimes. Anybody here who does their 3-bet 100% with this? Who just goes, "I always 3-bet this"?
Nope.
I would 3-bet more as a squeeze if there was a caller in between.
Yeah.
Depends on the player too. What are we talking?
Yeah. Let's see this guy. Let's see what's his seat. Do we have a note on him? Let me look here. We have no note on this guy, which guy he is. This is a sometimes 3-bet. I do not have any reason why this time it was a call, but this time it was a call. I'm aware it's a 3-bet. That's pretty good. So this seems like a very reasonable hand to check raise.
Yeah.
You know, if we check raise and get, re-raised on, we actually can call. We don't like it, but we can. He bets 40 into 67, and I decide that this time I'm going to not, because the hand also absolutely plays well as a check call. So I decide this time I will play it as a check call and not a check raise.
Check call and look for a play on the turn depending on what he does.
Also, to a different size, I would have considered the check raise to 50% and lower. I would have been a little more likely to check raise.
Yep. That's why.
But I was fine not to. So we check call. Easy. Great. We have the nuts. This is great. Unless he has a 10, whatever.
We're
Anybody
far
want-
from the nuts.
Anybody want a donk?
No.
Not far from the nuts. Yes, he has to have a 10. It doesn't matter whether it's 10 jack or 10 queen or 9-10. He has to have a 10. So we check. He bets 115. I'm never
Just
raising.
got a
I'm
call.
never raising this size.
No, I think we're in a check call mode here.
Yeah, and I think easy call. Our spades could still be good. Sometimes we have the best hand, and sometimes it goes check on the river. Right? And so for comedy, we get the best card possible for the joke.
Jesus.
All right?
Now you have a
We-
super straight.
Yeah, I got a super straight. So we check. He bets into 377, 165. Not a lot. Only half pot. But remember, when we call this and we're right, we only win half this pot. So even though he's making only a half pot bet, we only get for 165, we only get back, 320. There's no winning this hand
Unless you raise.
unless you raise. Now, I would say that we have some of the bad cards to raise with. Because he gets here betting his flush draws that have now turned into chops. So, what do you want to do here? Anybody?
Yeah, you don't block
But
any 10x either. Like it's not like your cards block him having some kind of 10x here.
Fuck it all.
Check pass. He's waiting. Pass. No.
What do you want to do?
So you
Wasn't
call,
offered.
you win 300-ish.
Mhm. If I win, I get my 165 back, and I get another,
you don't win.
and I get another 170. Oh, sorry, 171. No, I get another 180, 88. That's what I get. 188 back for 165.
Do you feel this player is capable of bluffing something?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
I feel he's capable of. I could feel he's capable of bluffing here. I also feel that if he had a 10, this is exactly how he would play it.
I think he would go bigger here because I think you're going to get called. I feel like there's so many calls that happen on these boards just because they have a straight and I think you're just trying to push them off a chop.
Okay.
Like if I had a 10 here, I would probably go pretty large because they have a straight and they think I'm pushing them off.
Right. But the last thing you want to do if you have a 10 is push them off.
Yeah.
No, Rodney, the rake doesn't matter. It's maxed out. This is California, and the rake was maxed out on the flop. They took their $7. We're done.
Hmm.
One of those weird psychological things where, like, if you jam here, does he then start thinking, "Oh, he's just doing this because we're chopping," and he calls anyway, and then that way you're just chopping no matter what, or you're losing. I don't know, man. I think I would just call and not try to like
I think a min
get him
click
off
is
the track.
interesting
Okay.
because if we can get him to fold any of his bullshit, that's fantastic.
Right. And it's even better if he folds after putting 165 in.
Yes.
Think a
I'm
min
trying to
click is-
think. So what is it? His line is bet big on the flop and then bet
yeah,
half pot on the turn and then continue for half pot on the river. I think there's plenty of bluffs here and there's plenty of bullshit. And I think that we can min click him off of a bunch of his bullshit that's going to chop with us.
Okay.
I mean, it looks like a 10 too. It's like when you min click, it's like I want to get called.
Yeah. So we folded. He claimed his hand was 10 jack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right.
Whatever. Claimed 10 jack. That's not him showing 10 jack.
I don't believe it.
He's gonna claim
Yeah.
Jack 10.
Yeah. But
And he said good fold. Good fold for him.
Exactly like
yep.
I say all the time whenever I bluff somebody is good fold.
Yeah. But it is an interesting bluff that if I'm right, I win 165. I win $180 If I'm wrong, I lose 165. And if I raise him and I'm right, I might get a lot of money. And if I'm wrong, I lose a chunk. So there we go. All right. Different day. This is a tougher lineup. I'm not saying they're all great, but this is a tougher lineup. There are more good players here than I want there to be. And the bad players are not bad enough.
Was it a tough enough table? Did you request a table change?
I looked over at the other table and considered it, and it didn't look particularly soft. And I went, all right, let's play a tougher table. I looked around. I felt in terms of a tough table. Let me see if I think anybody here in the notes is better than me specifically. Let's see. Seat one, no, he's not. This guy's not better than me. This guy's not better than me, although he may be getting better because he has a coach. Don't know this guy. Jeff is as good as me, if not better. Ivan is a solid for profit player, but he does these weird things sometimes. He does limping, and whatever it was. Then there's me. Then there's a guy who talks the talk, but he defended 8-6 offsuit in the straddle, so whatever. And then the seat 9 is an unknown, tall, handsome Asian guy who later did some analysis out loud, and I went, "You know what you're talking about." But we didn't know that yet. He was an unknown player at that point, and we'll get to him there. So we have pocket kings. We do an open. We had many calls. There we go. Flop the ace. 2 players behind. Checks to us. What you want to do?
Check.
All right.
You have a marginal made hand.
Let's check. We check. Checks around. Great. This is fabulous. We can bet the turn if we want. We don't have to bet the turn. This is great. We often have the best hand here, and sometimes we're against a bad ace. And a bad ace isn't going to put in that much money. So great. Things got much easier. Fuck. There's a check. Anybody want to bet now?
Nope.
No. We check. Bet of 30 into 120. We can call that really easily, right? We can call this.
Yeah, but it's not happy.
Not happy. How about now?
You can
Less
jettison
happy.
this hand.
Right. There could be spades.
Yeah. It's,
It's $30. There is 240 to win. If you're up against spades, it may go check. If you're up against an 8, it may go check. If you're up against a bad ace, it may go check, and you only lose 30 more.
yeah. It's a good price, but man, I think you just fold. I don't know, man.
Okay.
I wouldn't. I might call though. You're blocking some good cards.
Yeah,
King,
Queen 10,
queen, and
King Jack, and King 10
couple ways.
are the draws that you beat, that you block. King Queen is the value that you block. I called. Like maybe it'll go check on the river. Yes, MDF is reduced, but it's $30 into 240, and if I win, I'm winning all of it. I'm not chopping with anybody. That's the thing. It's not like the chop hand. So I call.
Even better.
Yeah, great. Now all the bad aces are not afraid and can bet a reasonable amount, and like that, right? Anybody want to bet out on this ace?
Yeah, no.
No.
Yeah,
Okay.
no.
So we check. We get a bet of 115 into 217. We are considering calling. at
No,
this
we're
moment.
not.
No, we're not.
We're considering.
No,
we're
we are
considering.
not.
Yeah.
No, wait for it. Now we're absolutely not calling, right?
We weren't considering
didn't
it when
have
the
to wait.
first guy came out. That's ridiculous. What is he betting here that you beat?
Jack 10.
Yeah, and into 2 players. Yeah.
Jack 10.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
I know
gosh.
the hand. I was there. This fucker calls with king 10, with queen, king 10, which means there's
What the
absolutely
fuck
no
just
chance.
happened?
You look at him, tell him. Did you look at him? Tell him you owe me $450,
No.
fucker.
Let's see what I wrote in my
I
notes.
don't
So
I
care.
may have
that's
written,
Results again, Mike. I will say this is a fold. Like,
That's the unknown tall, handsome Asian.
no. Is it? Let's find out. If it is, fuck that guy.
Seat 7, 8,
Whoa.
9.
Yes. Yes, that's that guy. Fuck that guy. Oh, I hate him so much. That's the guy. Yes.
okay, I mean, this is interesting.
Right. The only note we write in was
Wild.
that C-date was the only note we wrote was fuck, and then we called C-date fat.
Yeah,
Um,
you fatty.
yeah, C-date was a pudgy Asian with a Jack 10 bluff, so I can remember it. So Ken bluffs $400 on a hand. He bluffs it with all black chips. Black chips are $20 chips, and he says the words one stack. Another guy at the table, um,
What do you
and
mean
I
one stack?
a stack. In other words, he's got 20 black chips, and he doesn't say $400. He says the words one stack as his amount.
Uh,
I believe what he did was he looked over at the other guy going, like have you acted yet? I think he says out loud, have you acted yet? He goes, yeah, I checked. He goes, okay, one stack.
Hmm.
The guy calls him, and it's a bluff. He's got 5-5 on a board of all over cards, but the guy calls him with either ace high or a pair of fours. We don't know what it is, but he loses the hand, right? And at this point, the table is laughing. And he
Are you
said,
sure these people are good? Like, what's going on right now?
I didn't say, I said one of them might have been better than me and the rest, and there weren't, but this was what's going on. There's some weird shit going on here. I know. This was my note at first. Then these things happened. I was changing my mind. The guy who called, he was, just said, how many, he basically says, how many cues did I need to know that it was a bluff? And so the cues to him were the saying of one stack, the asking of and the asking of the action. That's what at least I saw. That's what he saw as his cues that it was a bluff. And he was right, it was. Now he didn't go as far as going, then I need to raise it because I can't beat all the bluffs. But he was enough of a thinker. He was thinking enough about that he thought that he saw, tells, and he was right. He was just wrong. Seat 9, flatted queen, queen, early position versus early position. We saw that happen. All right. Next hand. Okay. Let's have ace king. All right. This is a weird hand. I know why. Okay, so here we go. We're going to raise our ace king. We're going to get called. We don't know what his cards are yet. We don't find out till the end. And one more call here. So, three-way, ace king. We're going to play this hand kind of face up. All right, we got the ace of clubs. That's nice. Check to me. Who wants to bet? Who wants to check here?
Hmm.
I like checking in the middle of the sandwich with this hand.
Yeah, I don't
I'm on-
hate a check here.
I'm on team.
I don't hate a
Barry.
bet either, though.
Don't hate it, but don't hate a bet either. Yeah.
Nope, I don't hate either one. And there's the bet of 40 into 97, decent size. And there's the call. We are not ahead now. Anybody want to raise this?
I was thinking about it.
Okay.
Um,
Why? What's your, tell me about your thoughts about raising here.
I love the ace of clubs.
Love the ace.
You aren't necessarily have you're not necessarily not winning still already. Like you could actually have the best hand here.
Good.
But yeah, I was just thinking about it. I didn't say I would. I don't
Right.
think this hand in particular would be a good candidate to maybe raise here.
Okay. Thinking about raising. Good. Anybody considering folding?
No, I'm not folding yet.
Nope,
All right.
not yet.
I'm considering folding and deciding not to do it. The ace of clubs, 2 overcards, backdoor straight, everything is to the nuts. You know. So I call. We get the, in my opinion, funniest possible card, the king of clubs. Check. You want to start donking into this guy?
Nope.
Nope, me either.
It's the
He bets, and he bets 115 into 217. This guy folds. All right. Now, we have the best hand right now and the best draw, or we don't. We have the absolute best draw. Sometimes we have the best hand.
Beautiful
Anybody
time
want
to just call. Beautiful
Yeah.
time to just call.
Let's just call.
And then we can get fancy on the river. We get there.
Yeah, based on size and stuff.
Or we can
Yep.
get fancy if we don't get there.
Right.
That's also true. We can do that as well.
Right. So we call. And then we get that card.
Oh shit! Come on,
I know.
blocker. Do a blocker to induce.
All right. What size is the blocker to induce?
So stupidly small.
Like 80.
Okay.
It's-
All right.
Or what is? I missed some of the action. So did he bet the flop?
You bet the flop and the turn.
Bet the flop and the turn. So what do we think? We think he's going to bet a lot of his. If he bets his flush draws and he gets there, he takes 115 into what? Into was it a big size on the turn?
115 into 217.
So
Half-
yeah, obviously the best hand you can have is something with the queen of clubs.
Yeah. Queen of clubs. Queen of clubs works here. He flops top pair, bets it. On the turn, he either has a suited queen, he has the flush that he bets on the turn, or he still has queen, you know. And
Yeah,
queen of
and he's
clubs.
not
Yeah.
betting his queen on the river
No.
if it's not
No,
the
we don't
queen of clubs.
We don't think he's betting a pair here. We don't think he's betting 2 pair here.
So do you want to donk here, or do you think you want to check here? I feel like
No.
this is a good spot to block or bet. And you
Yeah.
can get because you're not gonna get called like a queen is not calling a large size here. But
Queen, but a club, but the queen of clubs, jack of clubs, and 9 of clubs are all calling
yes,
something.
and they
we, by
will
the way,
bet.
don't have the nuts. We have the second nut. Just want to point out there is the 7-9 of clubs.
Notice
Oh, yeah.
he didn't he polarized when the king of clubs came. So I think that increases his flushes, which are going to bet,
Yeah, that's true.
and it increases his bluff frequency. Right?
Okay.
It-
I
This
was
guy
going to say,
capable
I
of
feel like
bluffing
this
on a
would
four
be
flush?
super underbluffed now.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is a lot of players are not gonna bluff a four flush here. Like they
Yeah.
either have it or they don't. And the thing is, when you blocker, you can probably get called by some one pair hands for super weak, and you can induce raises from all of those very strong hands.
He is telling a story. He
Or
loves his
bullshit.
hand here, guys. So
Jesus.
So the blocker is going to be an insulting size like 80,
Yeah.
right?
I was gonna
Okay.
say like $50.
Yeah. There's a real power in $50. The queen of clubs goes, you're not getting away with $50 here.
Yes, which
And the
is
queen of hearts-
fantastic.
And the queen of hearts goes, fuck it, it's $50. So that's good. That's good.
When we check,
I
I don't
I
like
did
this.
this.
This is
did this.
I don't like
I
this.
just, I just turned my hand face up and said, what club
Yeah.
do you have? What club do you have that you can't fold? And he had, by the way, he shows his hand.
Whoa.
He folded and showed.
I honestly think he doesn't even bet that on the river.
If he folds to 240, I don't think he bets it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So blocker bet would have been very nice. You can get a
Yeah,
little bit.
tiny bet he calls. Yeah.
He calls or it induces because it looks so weird.
Yeah. And
I mean,
why
if
are
you're
you
playing,
calling 9-5 suited in the first? Why are you in this hand with 9-5 suited in the first fucking place? That's
Dude,
my
these guys
note.
are-
By the way.
This guy's a pro.
Yeah, I wrote this note when I wrote down the hand. I just go, why? He did tank, by the way, his fold. Showed
Silly.
his fold. Yeah. All right. Ace three suited in the cutoff bet. Hijack 30 Ivan. Ivan is solidly pre-flop. What? Oh, that he's showing that Ivan. Maybe this is versus. Maybe this is versus a hijack. I don't know I don't understand my note here. All right, here's our. So now we've got the lineup. Some people have moved. Our tubby Asian friend who bet the thing. He's in seat one. We've got these guys. This is the guy seat two who looks at his opponent, not at the flop. That's the young guy who bluffed us. This is somebody who talks the talk. We've got Jeff and Ivan. We got me. We got a French-looking white guy. We've got the tall Asian who flatted king. Oh, and we saw him now. The tall Asian. We've seen him flat king versus an early position raise, and we saw him flat queen. So that's him. All right. We got some new guys. We've got a couple of black guys at the table. And this is racist, and this is my poker racism. They sat down at the table, and with their demeanor, I thought it is less likely these guys are good. And within 4 hands, I go, they're not. And when the table turned and there were 3 guys playing like this, and they were all 3 black guys, and one of them had a very expensive watch, and they were all buying in for 500, and they were all getting upset. It's like, they're not good players. I'm not saying all black people are not good players. I'm saying when I see a young Asian guy playing at high stakes and he's very young, I think to myself, why is this guy here? You know, how come he has enough money to play at these stakes? Possibly he's good. Maybe he's playing with daddy's money. We're going to find out. And when I see these guys buying in for 500, I think these are guys who would just as happily be playing roulette or a different gambling game until they show me otherwise. And very quickly after their series of limping and calling when they're obviously beat, I agree with it. And that table at this point I thought was quite good. It had changed. All right. Going
Seems
on.
like it was good the whole time.
Yeah, well, it was. It was. By the way, each of these pluses is me adding money to my stack as I lose.
Ugh, it's
I
okay.
lost.
Sometimes you're at a
Just look at
great
the-
table and you just can't
Yeah.
win. It's like,
It's the
Yeah.
worst
it's the
feeling
worst.
ever when
When
you're
there's a
like,
player
everybody
you-
at this table sucks, and
Yep.
I'm getting my head cracked.
Yeah, right. Yeah, seat 3 is an unhappy black older guy, buys in for 400. We have a new black guy who buys in for 1,000. Jeff is now 3,000 plus. We have another unhappy black guy who's been losing. There we go. And seat two at this point seems to play a lot like me. I went, okay, next hand. That's our new lineup here. We've been here 8 hours at this point. Aces. We opened to 35. The reason we're open to 35 here is not because we have aces. It's because these guys have shown that they're calling larger bets. So I'm seat 7. So this would be seat 5. Seat 5 is Jeff. Seat 4 is this guy. And at this point he's played a lot of hands. If he likes his hand, he calls the larger amount. So we go to 35. Okay. We go to 35. We get raised to 110. Great. We 4-bet. What size you want to 4-bet, and who wants to just call?
Not calling out of position.
Okay. Larry goes 250.
400.
Yeah,
Enough
450.
that he commits a third of his stack.
Okay.
He's 3-betting you early versus early using a proper sizing. This is a hand.
Right. Ace, king,
Therefore,
king, queen suited. Yep. He's still got
400,
some. Okay. You're going
420, 450.
Okay.
And what player is this in the hand with you?
Let's see. I'm seat 7, so this is seat 8. Let's see who's in seat 8. Does it tell us? The
French-looking white.
French-looking white guy. That's all we know about him. Okay.
Is he a Euro?
We don't know.
Oh, okay.
We don't know. I decide to go the closest to GTO that I know out of position, and I go to 265. And without thinking about my hand, without thinking exploitatively, it's like, well, let's just do that. He calls. Not the best flop for me, but let's just play. So here, I'm just playing standard 4-bet stuff. I'm gonna bet, quarter pot, like that, something like that. I bet 105. He calls. I have the ace of spades. That's good. I probably have the best hand. He probably doesn't have 9 queen. He can have jack jack or 10-10. He's got a lot of queen queen king king, right? What happens if I check here and he has queen queen or king king?
He bets.
He bets. That's what I think. Can he have any spade flush draws here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I can only, the most likely one is king queen of spades, and it could play exactly like this. He doesn't have the ace of
Queen,
spades. So.
he has king queen suited.
Yep.
Ace king,
Yep.
ace queen.
Mm-hmm.
He cannot have a flush. He doesn't, unlikely to have a set. He probably also have pocket nines.
Probably raised. He probably raised his sets on the flop on this wet board. Probably.
More often than not, yes.
Yep. So I can see betting here, and I can see checking to call a bet happily because I'm not folding.
Checking to jam a bet.
Depends on his size.
Yeah.
Yep. Check shove is okay. Although check shove is gonna his
Why?
ace king, and his king queen have some outs. Not a lot, but they have 3 outs each. They have 3 outs. So I'm giving him the chance to realize if I check, but it's 3 outs.
Yeah.
And the king queen, well, the king queen has more. The king queen has 2 aces and it has 3 nines because one of the nines is the flush for me. So it has
5 outs.
but the other ones, all the gut shots have, the ace king and the ace queen have 3. So I decide for the check here, and decide to do it by sizing, and he checks behind.
All right.
Okay.
Now he doesn't have a flush.
He doesn't have a flush. He doesn't have a set.
He has king queen. He has showdown.
He has king queen. He has queen queen sometimes. King king sometimes. Not a lot. Not a lot of king queen.
Give
queen,
us
king.
give us a 5 on the river, please.
That'd be nice. Just in
5.
case he uses stupid jack 10. King.
Okay.
I don't think he has a lot of king king and queen queen here. I think he bets some of it.
No, I think you just value bet.
Yeah. So I just value bet, right?
He could also have ace queen.
Could have ace queen. Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
could.
but he also
Now he's
so
going to
we're-
call with ace king, but he's now calling with ace king.
Yeah, so he has what, like some hands like queen jack, some king jack, some ace jack,
Mhm.
some ace 10, some 10x, and then
And his two pair would not love raising here. His two pair's not folding, but it wouldn't love to raise.
yeah, like you're not trying to bet to get 2 pair to fold. You're trying to
No.
bet to get a 1 pair to call.
Right.
And he's always gonna call you with 2 pair. I don't think he's raising.
Right.
Yeah, probably something like
So
300, 350.
how about 320? You okay with 320?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Right. He calls. I turn over aces. He says, you can't win, and shows me aces.
Yeah.
It's funny that the money did not go in. It's a
Some
funny
people
board.
just don't have a 5-bet range pre.
Yeah, yeah.
That some people just in position do not have a 5-bet range. They're calling. They're never 5-betting.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
All right.
your four bet was so small though.
Yeah. I was surprised that he didn't do it. Surprised we just didn't get it all in on the flop. Or all in pre-flop. We didn't.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. A bunch of
So
people. Yeah.
when you see that he has that strong of a hand, you probably should thin value bet just a little less and then size up when you do have a nutted hand.
Yeah.
Like let's say you happen to run into pocket kings here. Then you know he has more value hands in his range,
Mhm.
like including aces.
Yeah.
Then you could probably go bigger. Like it could be, he's not folding aces here, right? You could go 500, 600, 700 even. I don't think he's folding.
No. So if I have the spade, if I have the flush,
Yeah.
if I,
Like that
yeah,
would be the sizing, like 550, 600, 650, 700.
yeah. Yep. Okay. We have another player show up who I believe is a not-for-profit player. We like that. We saw the guy. This is the guy who I in C3 who I said who I thought played like me, and it looked like he just defended ace three offsuit in the big blind versus the low jack 30. I'm not positive that's how the line went, but then I wrote in the note, well, then he isn't playing like me. Going on. We have a player who did not. We had a player who who said no to the straddle, and the table treated him with disdain. And I did my thing again where I just walked he wasn't in a hand and I wasn't in a hand and he hadn't recently lost a big hand. I walked over and I sat down next to him and just said, I'd like to ask you to reconsider the straddling, and here's why. And then I explained why we straddle the game, and then he did. All he needed was to have it explained to him like a person. So that's the second time that people who refused to straddle, once it was explained to them, joined in. And I explained it to them privately, not publicly. So that is a thing you can do.
What do you say to him?
I go over and I say, just so you know, the way this game plays all the time is a 3-5-10 game. So the straddle, while it's not mandatory in that the casino can't make you do it, it is the game we play. So day in, day out, everyone plays this as a 3-5-10. And the reason we do it is because the drop is $7. So we're playing a game that is higher stakes. And everyone is doing it. And both times the guys go, oh, okay.
They let you guys double straddle.
Yeah, no, they let us do a dead 20.
Okay.
And people do that. And people do it because they want to do it. It's, in my opinion, it's dumb. And then sometimes people say, how about a round of dead 20s? Or when the dealer changed, they come in and do a round of dead 20s. And I never want to do it, but if the table wants to do it, I don't say no. Because I don't need to be that guy at this table. But I don't like it. So there we go. So yeah, that's what I do. I just explain it to him with
I
no
don't I
juggling.
don't mind it if everyone's doing it. It's kind of
Yeah.
good for you. If
Yeah.
everyone's doing it, it's a good thing. If you're playing against
Except that,
bad players,
yes, except that it turns the game into a 75 big blind game.
that's true. That's what sucks about it. That's
Right.
what's good about some like the one game. Like last night, we ended up playing just a straight, basically 1-2-5, and it was, but everyone was like 1,000 deep.
Yeah.
So,
So
and
that's
everyone
fine.
basically, which is good because everyone was bad. So it was like, all right, this is good. I get to
Yeah.
play bigger stakes with players that shouldn't be playing them. Shouldn't
Yes.
be playing 1-2.
Yep. Yep. All right. So this is the black guy with the expensive watch. That's who is sitting here. So we go to 35 for the reasons I said before. We get a 3-bet to 70. The cute 3-bet to 70. Folds around. What size you want to go?
So
We're out of
this is Mr. Expensive Watch. Has he been like really aggro post flop, or has he been like
Nope.
is he kind of maniacal? You
Nope.
know, like trying to, the ABM type player.
Nope. Nope. Absolutely not. He's been
Okay.
playing. He's been limping a bunch of hands. He's been seeing flops. He's
Well,
been
even
he's been paying off what he shouldn't when he was
if
obviously being.
that's the case, then let's 4-bet this because if
Okay.
he's limping a lot,
Huh.
he's
His
under
hand
three
is good.
betting.
His hand is
Have you
good.
seen him 3-bet yet before at all?
I don't remember.
Okay. So I
But
mean,
I
either
don't
way, if he's
remember.
limping,
I
he's
don't
splitting
remember him
ranges.
hitting 70. I think that this 70 is a strong range. I think that this
So
is
like
a
go
strong.
huge, go like 300.
Yep, could have done
Yeah.
that. Could have done that. I did go bigger than I normally would, as my 4-bet. This is a 3x 4-bet, and out of position, your 4-bets are GTO 2.5, 2.7, or whatever. But I pushed it up a little bit to 3x, but I didn't push it up to 4 or 5x, and I could have done that exploitatively.
Good
He called.
lord, is that all you play? Aces, ace, king, aces.
Yeah, yeah,
GT GTO my ass.
Are we
yeah.
looking at Larry's hands?
That's all.
Oh,
That's all I can think.
I
Those were
play
the only
kings
hands that
too.
were. Those were the only hands that were interesting. All
You
right.
play kings too, Larry. You're loosening up a bit.
Yeah, if it's a loose table.
Ooh,
2, 3, 4.
250.
All right. That's a reasonable thing. I thought if I bet small here, all of his overpairs raise because they don't want to give my ace king a free hand, a free card.
It's very logical.
Yeah, so that's what I thought. So I bet 105, which is also in the 4-betting, just follow up with just a small bet to every board, and this board seemed to be reasonable. I do this, he goes to 400. And now almost all the time we just look at this and go, well, he's not folding, we're just going to jam. And a couple of times in a situation where the guy obviously wasn't going to fold and I jammed, they folded on me.
Um,
So I did.
we think that he basically only has overpairs here, right?
Yeah,
At this point, and
yeah,
he's not capable. So yeah, jam
yeah, yeah. We've seen that was
before
again
a king comes off and he has queens or jacks.
exactly. And this and it was also this guy. This guy, one of the mistakes that I'd seen him make was not folding when he was obviously beat. So easy. He has kings. And the only thing interesting about this hand is the fact that he did that min click 3-bet with kings.
Yep, strong
And
range.
he talked afterwards going, I knew you had aces. I knew you had to have aces. I knew it was aces. And he kept saying that.
So they always do that.
Like, then you didn't believe enough in your own read
Did he
to
snap call you though?
we don't have a note on that. Let me think if I can remember it.
He knew you had
Uh,
aces, but he snapped it off when you jammed.
I
Of course,
don't remember. I think he might have been disgusted when he did it. I can't remember if he was disgusted when he did it or he was disgusted when I showed. I can't remember. All right. We go on. The guy who, seat 6 has gotten down to $50 and is now playing on $50. Seat 2 does a rebuy to 500. All this, all these things going on. We have a new thuggy Asian sitting down in an LA cap. All right. This hand. This hand is badly played.
I don't.
All right. We have Jack 10 suited.
Oh, Jack 10.
We get an open from the player who we said is a not-for-profit player. And we expect that he would be that he would show some that he would be aggressive when check too. Oh, Michael, please.
Thank you.
Razor fold. Yeah, we're we're not. We weren't calling. There we go. We go 135, and we get called this time. All right. Good enough. I can bet. That's a fine thing. I got a draw. I can check raise depending on size. I can check call depending on size. All are reasonable options, I think. This time I checked out of position. And he checks behind.
Oh,
And then-
bank.
Could you
And then we
hit
get this-
any more hands?
And then we get this card, which I know disappoints Brian. And here's the mistake.
You
I bet
checked again?
I bet 100. And
Oh,
I should not, and I should have said to myself, he has no queens here.
Yeah.
He has no queens. Yes,
When he
my hand
checked back
is
the
great.
when he checks back the flop and you don't hit, what was your plan?
I can
like-
bluff. I can
Exactly,
bluff
but if he's not protecting his checking range, he has no strong hands. We're just gonna double barrel blast him here when we don't hit.
right.
So we got to
And
go
now-
small to get called here.
I know. And I thought that 100 was small. I thought 1/3
I
of
mean,
pot
it
small, but it
is.
wasn't. It needed to be fucking micro. It had to be
Yeah, but-
small.
Okay,
Or
Scotty.
chip.
Sometimes they just have absolutely nothing. So
I-
this is
I know.
not a mistake. 100's
No,
fine.
the mistake is that against this guy, I should have checked to induce. I think he was going to bet the second check,
Okay, and then yeah,
Okay.
that makes sense.
right? Or if I'm going to bet small, knowing that he is queenless here, I should have bet insultingly small. This is small, but it's not insultingly small.
Okay, yeah.
And especially, and here's my note, especially versus this guy, bad play. And again, I thought the 100 was small. It's like, no, 50, 40. All right. All right, let's play aces again.
Oh,
All right. I was there for 12 and a half hours, okay? You get
Aces
some
every
aces.
other hand.
You get
well,
some
at least
aces.
at least you're not showing me aces getting cracked.
Oh, no, this one's worse. So 30, we go to 90. We get a call. Oh boy. Come on,
Ooh.
somebody. Let's take it. Nah. Okay, we go 3 ways. Right. Check.
You can bet here a decent bit.
I bet. I bet 100. Get called. I'm in
Okay.
position.
What is his range?
Jack
Got some
X.
Jack X, some straight draws. He has some
Pairs.
Not a lot of
pairs.
straight draws. His straight draws means he has to open the 5-6 suited in
Yeah.
the pre, which not a lot of people do. They're there. He has some, but not a lot.
Okay.
But there's plenty of Jack X.
Okay.
Yeah,
Plenty of
some
Jack X, some pocket tens,
yeah,
some
some
pocket.
sets. The board is dry enough where he would slow play.
Jacks. Not a lot of 3s and 4s, but yeah, Jacks. You can have Jacks here
Yeah.
easy.
Well,
Easy.
you think he's opening 3s and 4s, get 3-bet, get a caller, and not call closing the action? He has
No,
3s and 4s.
I don't think he's opening a lot of 3s and 4s in the low Jack -1.
Have you
might.
seen him limp?
Let's see which guy he was. This is, I'm seat 7, so this is seat 6 at this point. Let's see who's sitting in seat 6. He just added 200. Seat 6 is, do we have the note on who seat 6? Seat 6 was the unhappy black guy. So yeah, he's limped. But is he still the same guy or did he move? I don't remember this being him.
Well, if it's the same guy, then that's great. That means he has less 3s and 4s.
Yeah. Okay. So there we go.
Because I'm opening threes and fours and I'm closing the action. I'm not folding.
No, you don't need to fold there. Yeah, you can set mine. We
Yeah.
get the king. He checks.
All right, now we go. I think we can go very small here.
Yeah. Not a
Because
good card.
if you think he's still uncapped, a little bit uncapped because the board was so dry, then it's not a bad time to go kind of small because we still get Jack X to call, and then when they check raise to turn, we kind of know where we're at. So, and we get them to call with their Jack X that doesn't love the king.
Right. So Queen Jack, Jack 10,
Ace Jack.
260.
Ooh,
260 is
Ooh,
my.
that's
You
a
want
little big.
big. You don't like it. It's too big. Okay.
Well, what are we targeting by doing this? I
Ace
think we
King.
we get
Ace King that stuck around. Ace King and King Queen that chose to stick around for one bet. Jack X that doesn't want to fold automatically. It's still only 260.
That's true. I mean, you could still you can go slightly bigger because Jack X is probably going to call one time here,
Yeah.
or we can try and go small,
Mhm.
small to target it.
Yeah. Now the advantage of this size in this particular case is that when we get this, we don't we don't feel we don't feel we induced it.
No, yeah, no, this is not ideal.
This is not ideal.
We fold.
Yeah, this is
Like that,
probably a pretty easy fold.
like that.
Yeah.
Not
Okay.
easy, but one of those psi folds.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, it should be somewhat easy.
Yep. And before folding, thought about the thing of saying, well, what does my hand look like? My
Ace
hand
King.
my hand looks like it could be Ace King played this way, and he still raises it. I got a lot, I got a lot of Ace King kind of hands here. My hand doesn't look a lot like pocket queens with this bet, you know, and he still raises it. So his hand looks a lot like Jack Jack and King Jack to me.
Yeah, he check raised the turn in a 3-bet pot with given no rope. That is underbluffed.
Yep. So we fold. The next
And he
hand,
showed you a bluff.
no, he didn't
Yeah.
show me anything. Didn't show me anything. He raised it. He said if I had asked him what he had at the time before he folded it, he would have shown me. Because he showed a hand. He asked some at one point he bet and somebody said, somebody came up and said, do you want to see the hand? And the guy goes, no. And I said, I do. And he showed it, and it was the nuts. Right. And
Hmm.
so when this happened, it didn't occur to me, and that the subject of the hand came up later, and I asked what he had, and he said, oh, if you'd asked me at the time, I would have shown you. And I said, oh, okay.
Did you say just kidding when you fold? I was
No,
just kidding.
no, that's a good way to do it. That's a really good way to do it. I didn't. That's a really, really good thing to do. To make them think you didn't do a big laydown. Instead, you were just full of shit. Yeah, I like that. Um, against the tall Asian guy who we've seen talk about a hand where he had two pair and on the river, he got raised and had to think of, and he goes, what, is it Jack Jack? Is it, these are the hands I beat, these are the hands I don't beat. And he ran through them and he goes, this one doesn't make sense. This one does, but it's the only one that does. It's got to be suited. All right, fine. I call, you know, and he had ace three on a board with ace 3 5. And it's like, I mean, really, do you have ace five here? And there was a jack. He goes, I guess you could have the jack jack. And then he went through it and decided why the ace five didn't make sense, but the jack jack did. He goes, that's the only one. And then he called, and it was jack jack. So he went through that out loud. So I open ace king suited. My position doesn't matter. I didn't write it down I wrote it. He goes to 300. This is the next hand or two hands later. This is very quickly after I folded the aces. He's got about 1,500. I've got about 3,200 at this point. Um, and I just jam my ace king suited. That doesn't seem crazy to me. And he says it's never ace ace or king king when they jam for 300 big blinds. So we're flipping. I call. And he was right. We were flipping. And I did flop an ace. And he did river a flush. And I lost the 1500. He was wrong when he called it 300 big blinds. Bye, Bogdan. It's 150 big blinds because we're doing the straddle. But I thought that this was an interesting statement because I think it's true. I don't think I would have jammed aces or kings here. I would have three bet them to a different size. So I think that he's got this read. I think he's got this read perfect, or at least on me.
Not on me.
You jam the ace
Have you?
king, or you don't jam the ace
Well,
king.
have you not seen post the other hand where I jam 160 big blinds with aces? I open early. The guy next to me three bet.
And you just said you're strong enough that you're calling off.
Yeah, it's a 1-3. It's a 1-3 game. We both started with 500. I just ship it all in.
Mhm.
And he calls me with ace king.
Right.
So it's actually a pretty good thing because when they're under bluffing and their range is too strong, you just shove it with your kings and aces.
Yep. There we go. Okay.
Funny enough, Scotty, that hand where you had aces versus the other guy who min
Yeah.
clicked you, I was
Yeah.
thinking you could just jam there too, based on. But I thought that opponent you had mentioned he didn't really have that much experience, so he may not think it through. Like, oh, he'd never jam. Like he wouldn't think it through like this guy did.
But
Yeah.
he's never folding kings.
No, he's not. But
Yeah,
he doesn't just have kings there. That's the thing.
Right.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, the problem is not what you're representing; it's what they have. When they're three betting, the range is way too fucking strong. So why not just shove it with aces and kings?
That's fair. Now, in my game, I have seen people many times fold to a four bet.
Yeah, but they're never folding kings.
No, but I'm saying that their three bets that in my game, the three bets are not always so strong that they're willing to go with it.
Yeah,
They have the not strong three bets too in my
Well,
game.
it depends on the opponent, right? Like
Yeah.
if it's Ivan three betting you, then it's a different story.
Yes. Yeah. He's got an ace five suited three bet. Absolutely.
Yeah, but
Absolutely. And a king queen.
even if he three bet me early versus early, I'm more tempted to size up with my good hands because I'm just saying that his range is too strong. Still
Right.
too strong.
Right. And then this hand I did, and this is the last hand. I did not record the positions or anything like this because that wasn't what was important to me about the hand. I end up with a king queen versus an ace queen in a single raised pot on a flop of, and the board is queen jack XXX by the river. And he bets like small, bets like half pot. He bets maybe sizes up, and then he bets kind of big on the river, not huge, right? And I watch him make these bets, and I watch him look at my stack on at least two of the bets before he decides his size.
Yeah.
This is the tall, good-looking Asian guy. This is a fucking tell, and I know it.
Yeah.
But I
Like
do
when
that
there's-
when I'm trying to decide how I'm gonna set up for a bluff.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah.
But it is more commonly strength. How much can I get from this
That's
guy?
true. Yeah, I mean against
And-
someone that's not bluffing 90% of the time.
Right. And this is where the thing was. I've been telling you guys, let's play for a few months like we're the best player in the world. And the best player in the world, when he makes the read, first of all, the best player in the world lays down these aces, if he does, without worrying about it. It's like, yeah, let's go on. I'm beat. Aces, it's a one pair hand. It's the second worst hand in poker, which is one pair, right? And then goes on and plays his best game. And the best player in the world, if he sees this physical tell associated with his top pair good kicker, folds the river, maybe even folds the turn based on the read. And I saw the read and I couldn't do it. And I paid off $600 or $700 on the river because I had used up all of my discipline. When the aces, I used up all my discipline, folding the aces and then losing the ace king suited. So
So in retrospect, do you think you should have left earlier? This is the 12-hour
yes,
session we're still talking about, right?
yes, I should have. And I knew that this was the last night I was going to play. No, here's the thing, Larry. Those other three guys were giving away money. They were going to go broke, and all three of them did, and they were still at the table.
Ah, I see. Okay.
So
That changes.
I've lost my A game, but my B game is still better than theirs.
Yeah, gotcha.
So that's the answer to that. Now, the other thing was I also knew that this is the last night I was going to play for 2 or 3 weeks. Because I was leaving the next day for Barcelona, and I'm going to be here for 2 weeks, and then I'm going to go home, and I'm going to have another, I've got another trade show that starts up right after that. So I'm booked. And so that may have had a little bit to do with it. There was my night, but I think it was mainly these three guys are giving away money. They're all three going broke. And by the way, they all did. They all gave away all the money that they put on the table. And
Yeah.
I knew this within, when they sat down, I had an opinion, and then they confirmed the opinion within 3, 4, 5 hands. Certainly within a half an hour. So
What
it's like,
day
well,
was this out of the week?
what day was this? This was Thursday, I think.
So Thursday, lucky chances games are good.
Yeah. So
All right,
they'll
I
go
might
that
hit
night.
that up.
You should. So
You guys
Because
ever
I
go
made
to play on days that there's like good tournaments?
I made
uh
crumbs last month.
and you go when there's a good tournament and play against the tournament players when they come and play cash.
Yes. Like my favorite day is Wednesday night
That's a
where
good
I
idea.
play because there's a big tournament and there's just people come, like all these people that are terrible come and just punt off money after they bust out of the tournament.
Yeah.
Tournament tilt's a real thing. You get busted out of a tournament, you're a little tilty, even if you don't realize it.
That's,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, they're not, I mean, most of the guys that are playing tournaments just aren't good, is the thing. Like, it's not like it's a giant $2,000 buy-in tournament. It's like a $100 buy-in tournament that you can get paid. You can make, 7 grand if you get first on it. So all these people just come and they're just playing bingo, and then they come and
Yeah.
play bingo at cash.
Right.
Well, I'll make my tournament buy-in real quick and I'll leave, and three,
Yeah, I
four
mean,
hundred dollars later, because they all buy in for like $100. They won't buy in for
yeah,
full stacks.
Yeah.
which is fine. I hate playing. It's not as fun to play against them, but it's kind of easy because they're calling you too wide. So you're getting there with better hands, and then they're shipping it with garbage on the flop. So you just stack off a
Tournament
hundred bucks.
strategies.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you're just stacking off on with people that are just jamming when they make second pair. And you just sit there, you make a pair, you make top pair or whatever, and you call their jam, and you make $100 real quick.
Yeah. All right. So those are my hands. Those are my 2 nights. Who's got something?
I
I
got
have
some hands from last night if no one else is.
I have 2 hands. One is interesting. Is very
Let's
interesting.
okay.
The other one,
We'll do Brian, and then we'll do Andy. And if anybody else has got something, let us know either by saying it out loud or putting it in or saying in the chat you got something. All right.
you have
All
more
right.
hands than 2, right, Andy? I'm assuming you have a
Yeah,
bunch.
11. We
Okay.
don't have to go through them all. Some
Yeah.
of them are
Yeah.
pretty quick. Like it's a pre-flop kind of what do you guys think type of
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
some of them are super quick.
That's kind of why I'll just go quick with my 2 hands. Okay,
Okay.
so it limps to me. I ISO. Oh no, 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 no.
Wait till you see it.
All right.
Good.
Limps to me. I isolate this 25, and we get called exactly where we were expecting to get called.
Of course. Of course.
And we get this flop. And heads up, out of position. I'm I'm gonna bet this a decent amount of time, and I'm gonna use a slightly. I mean, this pot's inflated, so I'm going a little over a half pot. What does anybody want to check here? What do you guys want to do here?
Happy with a check call. I'm happy with a bet.
Hmm.
Both
Okay.
have good.
Yeah. I mean, I'm fine with going big here because I think there's
Okay.
plenty of weaker king X that's gonna call, and there is flush draws that are gonna call, and then I mean we'll figure it out from there. Um.
Also, you don't have the best king. When he has a king here, you don't always you are not confident with your jack king
Mm-mm.
at
You're
all.
right. I do know that this, from what I'd seen, he's a little wide pre-flop, so he can have stronger kings and a lot of weaker kings.
Yep. Yep.
Um, so I come out and bet 35, and he raises to 70. What do you guys want to do here?
Shit.
Fold by the river, and he'll fold by the river if he keeps it up. And
Yes.
the
Yeah, I don't think
question
we can ever fold here. We're never three betting, but
Well, see, the thing is here is that I see a lot of people like there's the big adjustment I've noticed is that a lot of like one pair, top pair hands, and they're not even usually the super strong ones, will do these little click raises on the flop or the turn or some point instead of doing a full size, like all their sets and two pairs and stuff like that, and even their flush draws and stuff like that. This is what they know how to do is, I mean, this is their way of bluffing is doing like a click raise.
right.
yeah, let me
Um,
see where I'm at. Or it's there, or he's on spades. They'll raise.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll check. I'll
Yeah.
check.
I
Yep.
So
agree.
So I want to call here and evaluate what happens on the turn
Yep.
is kind of
But
the goal here. So
you're gonna be folding by a lot of rivers. Just
yes.
that we know this. Okay. Here we go.
So now we get ace of spades and I check
Yep.
and he checks.
That's actually not a terrible spade to get because that, I mean that takes a lot of his gets rid of a lot of his flush combos.
It
And
does.
it also is the point where like he's never picked up an ace on his draw.
You might
Is
you might turn your king into a bluff on the river.
well,
What?
I mean I don't think I need to at this point. I
If it's a
think that I'm
bluff, I think he's there's a very good chance he's still ahead.
yeah, I think that when he checks here, I don't think he has flushes. I don't think he has a lot of flushes here because what are you going to raise the flop and then check the turn when you get there? It's kind of weird.
Right. And
So,
it's not like it's like the ace of hearts where okay, he could have ace X of spades and now he just improved.
No, no, exactly.
Yep.
But he still
the
It's
has
one
king.
thing,
reverse.
But he
the
still
one
has
thing I
king.
can think of, yeah, is 6-5, king six, and king five that are now not betting because the flush came in.
Right. And king
So,
queen
yeah,
and king 10 that you beat.
yep.
Are
And I
worried
think
about your
he
So
has
what do
more
you?
king 10.
I think this is a mistake. What do you guys want to do here? You guys want to check, bet? What do you want to do?
I want to
I think
bet.
we I
I
think we check looking to bluff catch.
I don't want a bluff catch.
I
I want
think
to
that I
bet.
have the best hand a lot here.
I want to bet 60.
Yeah, either that or we go with a bet fold.
The bet is 60. The nice thing about the bet is 60, by the way, is that he doesn't raise you with a king queen and you set the price at there. He doesn't raise you with an ace. You lose to it. You know?
I
He's
want to
gonna
do
he's
this
gonna
because I think I'm ahead of a bunch of weak king X that he calls the
Yeah,
flop with.
yeah. And
And
yeah.
I
all
think he's not betting those on the river. And I
nope.
think that, like, I think sometimes his two pair checks back on the turn, but I still think a lot of his two pair might continue, but for a small size, like a little bit of a scared size, like the flush came in. And I think he just doesn't have a lot of flushes here. But now this happens. And what do you guys want to do? Because this is just, I was actually like, what the hell is going on? This doesn't make any sense. Like, if he had two pair and he didn't bet the turn, why he would never raise me now? So I'm like, and then he raises the flop, checks the turn when the flush comes in. So what the hell can he have here that beats
This
me?
is an
I've
easy
King
seen
X of
fold.
spades. The
I've
What do you?
seen
nuts.
I have seen people
A lot of nuts.
check the turn to induce on the river when they get there, especially when the ace comes against your hands like a king that might fold to the ace. I've definitely seen people. I'm going to name one hand that might play this way. The insane king queen of spades or king jack of spades that played this way. I have seen them play the turn here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's going through my head here is that this doesn't make sense and I actually want to call.
Okay.
But everything else, but then I also have what's also going through my head is population tendencies. This is underbluffed. Whether as much as I can range him, like at some portion of the time, he may check back flushes on the turn. I think it's unlikely, but he can check back flushes some portion of the time. So I'm like, I don't know this player. I don't know if he's capable of doing this. So I'm gonna fall back on population tendencies and except for the fact that everything in me and my body is telling me that this line makes zero sense and I think that I'm ahead here. Because why would he ever do this? Like if he checked a turn with two pair or a set, he's never
Why
doing
did you
this on the
decide to,
river.
why did you
Yeah, but
decide
the
to
problem is there's a lot of nut flushes on the turn. You can't. You're saying
Yes,
that he flats too much, right? So he has all the king X of spades,
true.
which they do this all the fucking time. He's not
Yeah.
bluffing. Like, just forget it.
Yeah, this is no. I don't think this is ever a bluff.
Like, this is very obvious to me. Like,
Well, I
Yeah.
did go with population that this is likely a bluff or likely not under this is under bluffed. He likely has
yeah,
it, but there was just like this line makes zero sense.
I know.
Why the fuck would it like I really want to call here because it
Gotcha.
Yeah,
just
this
doesn't make
is.
sense.
I
So you
mean,
call?
extremely under bluff. There, he's closing the action.
No, he
It's just
folded.
never.
Oh, you folded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he showed.
Wow.
Yep.
He
I
he
was
came into a bluff.
this is what's
Now we know he's
is
capable.
I am over folding. I've been playing against a couple of players that have been better, and I've been over folding due to what I know about most of the population in spots where the line does not make sense. But I'm like, they usually just aren't capable, and I don't know enough of whether they are capable, and they have been showing bluffs, and I was like, do I like against these better players, should I maybe start like considering like, hey, this line makes no fucking sense. Yeah,
Yes.
population is generally not going to find this, but these players that are more aggro and more capable, maybe I need to start finding these calls when it just makes no fucking sense.
Yes. That
Yeah.
because at the
Because
next level, you're absolutely looking for things that don't make sense.
like I mean, that's the thing is like if he's aggressive enough to raise a flush draw, he doesn't continue with it. The one and then I was like, well, he can't have two pair, but I'm like, wait, no, he doesn't have any two pair here, and he doesn't have any sets because he never raises the river with those if he's not going to bet the turn.
Mhm.
So I was like, I think I'm ahead here, and I just was like, all right, I'm going to fall back on population that this is an underbluff spot and he's never bluffing. So but now we know that he is capable, and he did
Yeah,
get
but
us on this
then,
one.
yeah, against these players, I noticed that you could go by their sizing because the bluffing sizing is usually smaller. Even though they're aggro, the bluffing sizing is usually smaller.
So
Because
what if he bet like 120? Would you like if he min
yeah,
clicked me
if
in a
it like if
120?
he
You
does
would
like
think, yeah, he's going to have some bluffs here
remember yeah, remember a while ago I was showing a hand where I limped the small blind and then this
with
guy,
aces.
yeah, with
Yep,
aces,
I know
and
that hand.
I donked the river and the guy raises and he didn't put an all-in size into it even though he was
That
really
was
short. Even
that
though
was
he
the
was,
other thing that was going through my head. I was
yeah.
like, why wouldn't he jam here?
Yeah, so
Like,
like you could use these little cues to like uh make the decision. Like
it,
usually when I see these players, they're sizing on their bluffs. Yes, they're aggro, but their sizing on their bluffs is a little smaller.
There's one other
yeah,
thing.
kind of. It was just tough because in this spot, that wasn't even what was going to get me there was the sizing. It was the that this doesn't make sense. Like, what hand
Right.
is he doing this with? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. The thing to notice here, what may because Mike says maybe he thought he was value betting.
No,
I don't think so.
No,
But
he's not. He's bluffing. He
no.
knows
He
he's
asked me. He's
bluffing.
like, "Do you want me to
Mike, if
show
we
it?"
go,
Like he knew he was
yeah,
bluffing. Like
right,
he was like, "You want me to
right,
show it?" And I
yeah,
was like, "Yeah, I want to see it because I want to know what the hell I need to be doing in
yeah,
the future against you."
yeah. Mike, do you have time to show a hand, and then we'll go back to Brian because you said you had one hand. If you have time, we'll do that next. Um,
Sure.
okay, so set up Mike's hand, and then the one that was saying is maybe where this bluff came from was your size on the river, your 60. Maybe
Yeah,
that's
you're kind of your blockish size.
Yeah,
makes
but
I
I
sense.
don't.
liked
I wouldn't.
I
I wouldn't
liked
vary.
60
Yeah, I
I
wouldn't
don't want to
bury
go.
that.
I don't want
Right,
to go bigger here because I think
Uh,
he's capped, and this
yeah,
is what I want to do to
right,
get him to call me with a weak king.
yeah.
right.
The
And he just
mind you, like if we had a
wait,
flush here, we could have a flush here.
Oh
We're
yeah, this
pick.
is the same size I
Yeah,
would
this is
use
the
with the
same
flush.
size we would take because the opponent's hand looks like a king, looks like a king
right.
eight, king
But
nine, king 10 type of hand.
but he's not thinking that. He's thinking in the same way as you thought you would never check a flush here. He's thinking you would never bet 60 with a flush here. He's wrong. You would bet
Yeah,
Yeah,
60
he's
with,
wrong.
but
He's totally wrong, and he might be doing this correctly because like notice when he's taking a sizing, he's not taking an absolute like all in sizing because we could still have a flush. We
yeah,
could have a flush, honestly. And
yeah. This
like
is a
maybe you take some kind of a cue like that. Like when you're facing an opponent that is aggressive and somewhat knows how to hand read, like against fucking fish, don't worry about it. Just
yeah.
whatever
If a
your
total
hands,
fish like
yeah,
brain
whatever
dead
your
person
hands
did
want to
this, I'd be
do.
like, it doesn't matter if it makes sense or not. They have it.
right. But they have 8-9 at least, or they have 8-9.
Yeah, yeah. They have 8-9, something like that. Not like that's definitely a possibility, but this was just didn't make sense, and I wanted to call, and I thought I was like this. We actually tanked for like 2 minutes. I was like, "What the hell do you have? Like this makes no sense." And I was looking at him, trying to get a read, trying to figure out what's going on. He kind of didn't really do anything that made me think like he's very nervous about this hand, except for the fact that he basically refused to make eye contact with me and was kind of like he looked comfortable, but he didn't look, but he wouldn't look at me. And I was like, that's one thing, but I was like, I just don't. I mean, I'm just gonna go. I was like, this doesn't make sense, but I'm gonna go with population here. And
I'm not reading anything into the fact that he won't make eye contact with you. Larry won't make eye
okay,
contact with you
because
either.
I was about to say, I don't make eye contact with people when
Yeah.
I honestly don't do it really ever. I just don't want any to give them any information. Sometimes I'll mess with them and talk to them a little bit depending on the situation, but you know, I don't know.
All right, let's see
This
Mike's
was
hand.
odd.
Yeah, let's see Mike's hand and then we'll go back to Brian and then we'll go to Andy.
Okay. Show you the short stack limp. There's an ISO from one of these players that looks like he's pretty decent.
Yep.
We three bet.
I like
We
it.
get a cold call. Yep.
That's crazy.
Cold call from this guy.
Mhm.
And we go heads up. Flop top set.
Yay.
He checks.
Okay.
We are, this pot is big enough that we can get it all in very reasonably.
Mm-hmm.
So that's nice. Okay.
I did go small here.
You block a lot of the continues, so that's great.
Calls. Get
Mhm.
that card. He checks. I went in the smallish size here again.
Let's see. What is this set? So we're gonna go small, small, and then jam river.
Pretty much. This might be too small here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a little too small on
I want
the
to.
turn.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't. I'm not aiming anymore at pocket nines. Okay. So
I
anyway,
mean, it's a
oh
pot
yeah,
size. It's a pot size jam on the river, but
yeah, yeah. But it's a pot size jam after a 20% bet. All right, this card
Right.
doesn't
I
change
would have rather
anything.
gone up to.
here's where I was trying to figure out if
Oh,
I should just call or if I should raise.
That's strange.
all right. He doesn't have 6-9, and he shouldn't have 9 jack, but he could have 9 jack suited. He shouldn't, but he could. This doesn't feel like the size of a 9 jack.
No, I feel
Remember
like any.
Yeah.
where we cold called a three bet, a fairly sizable,
Ace jack.
ISO and then three bet. It wasn't like a single raise three bet
No,
kind of thing.
no. Yeah, ace jack.
Ace Jack is double gutted on the flop.
It is, but I don't like that. But I don't feel like this is the size jam.
No, I don't. This feels super blockish, like a hand
Yeah.
fuck, like
Yeah.
King 10, maybe like a King Queen that gets here. Although I don't know, I feel like even King Queen would want to go.
Yeah. Jam. I jam on him.
Yeah,
Because we think he's got more value type stuff than he does like the nuts type stuff, right?
yeah. Like this feels a lot like it could be like a hand like King Jack that obviously is going to call the flop, and then although King Jack might like to check raise the turn, if we're trying to put ourselves in that mind. I mean, I'm never cold calling a 3-bet with King Jack, but
I missed the
If
action. Did he check raise you at any point?
Nope.
no.
It
And
was
he's just donking now on the river.
He's donked. Mike bet small twice.
Check, bet, small, call, cold call the big 3-bet, the 4x 3-bet out of position from the small blind.
Very studied player.
Yes.
Okay, and then we flop top set and we go bet small. He calls,
We bet tiny.
and then we bet small again.
Yeah.
He calls. Oh man. So what is he?
Well, some of these like super unstudied drooly type players, like this could just be an ace jack that, oh, I have to get paid off. I have the nuts and I
Yes.
have to get paid off. So I have to make
When they
something.
don't,
So
yeah, when they don't check raise the turn, they tend to donk the river when they get there. So this is kind of, even though it's a small size, it's like kind of polar. I mean, it's not even, it's more of like what value, is this any value that we beat, like King Queen or Ace King?
this actually, the more I think about it, with these fishy type players, like they'll bet super small with nutted hands because that fear of not getting paid. Like they're thinking
Yes.
now this
Right.
hand and not the 100,000 times over a lifetime that they're going to play a similar hand that let me, instead of betting big for max value, they're like, I got here, I called with my hand, I got here, I have to get paid.
Yeah.
what's more of a disaster if I call and they show me king queen or a set of eights or king 10 or two pair, or if I jam and he shows me ace jack, what's more of a disaster?
Well, the one thing that you can look at is that he has way more combos of Ace
They're the
Jack
exact
and Jack
same.
9 than he does of King Queen.
They're the exact same disaster.
The
You
exact same disaster.
In one case, you don't get $60, and in the other case, you lose $60 because you're not folding.
But what about all the
So we are
combos of sets he
saying,
still has? He still has eights, tens, eights and tens as well in his range here.
His hover over his stats. Oh, you don't have any hands with him, so you don't really know. Is this on that iWord site?
yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
This
So
is
we really
tough.
have no idea.
This is actually tough.
I think
He has more combos of value that you beat than he does that you don't beat, so I think you can jam here. Like he
Yeah.
still has tens and eights that he might have got because it was a dry flop, dry board, that he can come out and donk the river. And then he has what, one combo of or three combos of king queen. And then
unless
he's
he's playing the
got,
offsuit combos,
well, yeah,
That's where
that's
it
that's
comes in, right?
you counted those.
that's
That's
what I
He may
counted
have
was
some.
the three combos, and then he has how many combos of ace jack? I mean, he's got like 16. Actually, no, it's kind of even here actually, how many combos they have because they have six. Yeah, this is a
Right, but how often
If
does
we think about
but
combos
of
of like
those, how often does Ace Jack bet 20 on the come out and donk for 20 on the river?
some of the, it depends. If we could be more
But
definitive,
is it
if we knew
100%
more, I guess.
No, I don't mean they never do it. I'm saying, do you think it's 100% of the time? I don't. So that
I
reduces
don't think
no.
it's
I
100%
don't.
of the time.
Yeah, I think we're kind of. This is a fucking weird spot. I think this is like a flip, and I would
If
say
we
that
knew more, we
there's
could
enough
know he has
combos of
some
hands you
combos of
beat.
King 10. If
The
we
other thing is,
maybe
how often does ten do like I'm including tens and eight, but how often do tens and eights play this way? Very not all the time. You're going to probably get check raised at some point with tens and eights. So, fuck yeah, this might be just a call because what tens and eights probably check raise at some point throughout the hand.
The more I
King
think about
queen
it,
does not. King queen might not even donk the river. Um, Ace Jack is, yeah, this could just be a call. It's kind of nitty, but I think that there's more combos of nutted hands that play this way than there are of nutted hands that beat you than hands that you beat that play this way.
Okay.
yeah,
I'm still on team jam. And
I
I'll tell
think
you one
more
hand
the
that,
more we talk about it, the more I'm on team call.
okay. Yeah, I mean, Brian's made a very good point, but it hasn't convinced me. And then there's one other hand. No one, there's no, there's one, I mean, there's one other hand here that if he turns it over, I'm not going to be shocked.
Yeah,
And
ace
that's
king,
7.
pocket seven.
Seven, but yeah, 7-7 gets here. That's one other hand, and then an ace king. But the question is, does ace king play this way as well?
Yeah, I'm saying that if we see
Sevens
this
do.
hand, if we see this hand and I see pocket sevens, I'm gonna go, yeah, that was one of the ones that made sense to me.
I am not with that randomizing shit, but this would be a spot where you can say fuck it,
So
I flip a
in
coin,
the
and I either raise or call, one or the other. It doesn't matter.
in the
Yeah.
moment, I said, okay, I just did not give it. You'll see the hand. I did not think he's going to have the straight combos in the offsuit variety very often. So I
I
took
think
those
ace
out.
jack at least. I think jack nine
Yeah,
suited,
but yeah,
possibly an ace jack offsuit.
right, but we're going. Remember, we're going with Mike's analysis.
That's true. Yeah. Sorry, Mike.
But yeah, so I just was like, I really don't think they're going to have ace jack offsuit here. I could see him having ace jack suited, and I could see them having sometimes jack nine suited just because doesn't have the, even through 10 hands, you can't really gather too much, but he's a 40-10 through 10. So it's kind of like any cold called a three bet. So it's kind of like, okay, probably like we said earlier, unstudied. So I'm not eliminating the suited varieties, but I did kind of eliminate the offsuit varieties, or at least really discounted it.
Right.
And that's when I was like, then he's probably has way more of the value hands, that like thin value type stuff he's trying to get. And so I did jam. And
One
of
thing
course,
we glassed over is pocket kings.
Mm-hmm.
Some players get and he had ace jack.
Let's check.
but I was like, I used my whole time bank to make this decision. I was like, fuck.
Good on you for thinking about it for that long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of what was weird.
I mean, the
I mean,
nice
like-
thing is, he's not going to hold on to it. Those chips are not in quarantine.
Yeah.
It was just a loan.
Yeah, that was a
No, and I don't bring this to like think that this is a bad beat. I bring it
No.
because I wanted to analyze this river. And I also was like kind of, was the turn bet too small or too, were the
well on the turn. What you go small on the flop, so you're keeping him wide. Now on the turn, when he continues, he has what does he have? He has queen. He doesn't have a lot of queen X. He's going to have some pairs, and a lot of his pairs that he's going to have are going to be a pair plus a straight draw. So you can probably go pretty large there with Ferdinand Elastic Range. Like pair plus straight draw, they're going to call a lot of money there.
Yeah, and it makes, I mean,
And yeah, in that situation, he probably calls you, and he gets there, and you get same result. You get stacked. But in other situations where he doesn't, you got that extra value on the turn that you weren't going to get on the river when he missed.
yeah, that was kind of a weird play on his part.
And
Yeah,
I
I
want to
mean-
make it clear, I was wrong.
What did you say?
What were you wrong about?
I said, I said that I didn't, that size did not feel at all like the straights to me.
Well, yeah, I mean, we use our experience, right? I mean, we're not always going to nail it every time.
Yep. And when Brian gave all his reasons for doing it, I said, those are all good reasons. I'm still not convinced. So that's my second thing of being wrong. I didn't change my mind.
Yeah, well,
Yep, there we go.
I'm wrong a lot too, Scotty.
All right, let's see the next Brian hand. Let's see you be wrong in a hand, and then we're going to Andy.
Okay. What do we got here? Okay, this one, this one's interesting. So, aggro player, very aggressive, very capable. Um, opens too wide. I played with him a decent bit. He is a thinking player though. Like he may be too loose pre-flop and all that stuff, but he is definitely solid enough to make, he can play post-flop well. So
This
he's
is an
normally a
excellent
2-5 player as well. What'd
yeah.
you say?
This is an excellent hand for you to fold
Oh, well,
because remember,
Yep,
you're
I agree.
still playing in a 1-2 game, and he raised to 15. You can profit so much by cutting out the bottom of this range because people are sticking out so much money, and you are putting in $3 per orbit. The only thing you're
that's
wasting
true.
doing this is time. All right, go on.
Dude,
Yeah,
okay,
By the way,
the
and you also
one
have to
thing
think
that
about
is
your
I
positions, the relative position here too, Brian. Like if this was cut off button, absolutely, this is
yeah,
great. But he's under the gun, and you are still like what hijack here. That's
yeah.
still really kind of early positions.
yeah.
You still have one, two, three, four players to get through, but
The only
Okay,
thing I
still a
can
little
say
early.
that justifies this is I was getting a decent amount of folds from my three
yeah,
bets.
yeah. But here's that's fine.
I
But
hate
this
it, Brian. I like it.
Well, make it clear though, which is this is a GTO fold for
I think,
this
yeah,
position stuff, and that's at when he raises 2.5 or 3 big blinds. He's
it's a
gone
super
70.
fold at
He's
seven.
gone
Yeah,
70 fucking half. You don't have to play shit. You don't have to play
you're
any
right.
hand. Okay, but
You
you 3 bet. Let's go.
you guys are right. I do think he may be better, but I do think I have an edge post flop, and I can understand how he plays well enough. So that's part of it. But and I'm getting folds, but still, we are deep. I can lay this down. Um, he
But
calls,
as played, let's go with it.
so he checks now. And I'm going to continue with my normal strategy here. I have marginally made hand, but um, I'm going to bet it here. And then I'm going to do a lot of checking on the turn if I don't improve, and bluff catch a lot of rivers if he comes after me on the river. So he checks, and I come out and I bet small. I bet 35, and now he does this to 70. And here, actually, against a lot of players, I would fold even though it's the small min click because a lot of the time it's just going to be a lot of Jack X, and I'm not doing great against that, obviously. But I think he's very capable of doing this with tons of different draws that I can be ahead of. And I think I'm going to get a lot of information on the turn as well.
Yeah,
So I'm going to call and we're going
all
to
of that makes
evaluate.
sense. Now pause for 1 second here. Everything you've
Yep.
said is true, but I want to point out that to get this information, to play this way and do all this, which makes sense, you've just put in $70 in a game where the blinds are 1-2. You
Yeah,
don't have to be here, but you're here. Let's play the rest of the hand. I
true.
just wanted to repeat myself. That's why I think this is a good fold pre-flop because everything you've said is true, but everything you've said is so much more expensive than $3 a round.
And folding. Yes.
Yep. All right, here we go. All right.
And then unfortunately, we hit a 10.
All right.
And
Whoa.
Listen.
so now he comes out and he goes for 40. And I'm in a weird spot here with whether I want to raise or call. Because I think his Jack X might take this size, but all of his straight draws and flush draws might also take this size. And I think I really turn my hand face up if I raise here. Um, and I think he will fire a lot of rivers when he misses. So I kind of want to give him a little bit more rope by just calling here, or do you guys think a raise is good? I mean, like he's got a lot of hands that can outdraw me, I think, but I also
I like the raise.
you like a
What
raise?
Mike says. If he respects your game too and knows you're capable, he knows you also have a ton of bluffs to go with value. So I like a raise for sure.
And when he
Okay,
folds, and when your raise causes him to fold a straight draw or a flush draw, he is
it's
throwing
not
away a
bad.
bunch of equity.
Yeah, I went
As
for the
long
call
as
here.
the straight draw is not ace king.
Okay, yeah, I think that but if we just go through, I think his range is jacks, some one pair of jacks, um, almost no 10x. I mean, it's unlikely in general, and I don't think he takes his size. And then I also think he's not going to be check raising to a small size with 10x. I think that that's going to fall a lot more into like his jacks and his draws. So
If he puts
I
all the
can
money,
raise now. Yeah,
I'm
I
just saying,
can
if
raise.
he puts all the money in on the river, then this was a bet small to induce, and you're fucked. All right, let's go. So you call.
And now he checks. What do you
Bet.
want to do?
I want to bet to get called by a jack.
What
By you,
size
Yeah.
do you think we need to go?
get called by a jack. 100.
That's kind of all right. We were similar calibration here, because I thought Jack's not going to call much more, but I also think if I come out and bet big, the guy is will maybe look into that as like, well, what's the sizing? This is weird.
Yep.
I come out and bet 100. He folds, and his lion ass tells me he folded ace 10. I know damn well he did not fold ace 10.
They didn't fold
So
it.
yeah, I was like, okay, yeah, you folded your was it your ace 10 that looked like ace jack, or what was
Yeah.
it? But yeah, so you think turn is probably, yeah, I agree. I think maybe turn, because when he does have I mean, honestly, this doesn't make sense to just call, because even when if I put him on his range of jack, single pair jack hands and flush draws and straight draws, he's probably calling if I raise here. So
And also look how wet the
On,
texture is. There's so many
yeah,
draws available.
on the
yeah, that's
river, if you bet this 100, this 33% pot bet here, and he jams, what are you doing?
not loving it.
So I think you should bet bigger on the river.
Bet.
Why?
And then you can fold.
Well, I can fold when I bet 100 too.
Well, that's why I was asking you, would you?
Oh, if he jammed here,
Uh-huh.
yeah, I think I'm trying to think of, yeah, I probably have to fold here if he jams. Even though it's really odd if he jams, actually, when it comes down to it, it's very weird to check jam here. If he goes
The small sizing might induce
s-
him to do something pretty silly.
small turns. The problem is that this is a significant size in the game. Um, it's not a technical, it's small for the pot, and I think I can get called by some jacks here, but I don't think this is small for the game. Like when someone comes out and bets 100, I'm like, they're not fucking around. But yeah, I mean, yeah, this is weird. I think that maybe I have to find a couple of folds. I just don't believe the line very much if he does jam here. Like what goes check raise flop, bet small turn, check jam turn river. And I think he's capable enough to do that but there's not a lot of bluffs. What bluffs does he have? I mean, he's got to be turning showdown into a bluff to do that. But yeah, okay. That's that's my last hand. I didn't. It was kind of, I think turn I should have raised. You guys are probably right there.
Yeah. All right, what you got, Andy?
Make sure. Okay. Um, First one is just kind of what's everyone's thoughts? So it goes bet from a 48-10, and then a three bet. And now this is his normal in position three bet size. This is not large.
Right. Yep. Good.
So I go with a bigger size on the cold four.
I,
Um,
I want to consider something here,
okay.
which is interesting. I just want to consider because you're putting in 36 of your 100.
Yeah.
Consider jamming. At 36, you're very close to the jam line. Consider jamming.
Good. And then I decided to go with that 36.
Okay.
He jams. Now I know it's not a huge sample size,
Mhm.
so I end up folding, but and the reasoning is this.
His
And it's
four
not
bet,
I don't have a huge size of hands with him,
but he has a four
but
bet.
he has three bet six times in 93 opportunities, and he has four bet zero times.
Right.
So to five bet jam, I mean, do we think that ace king is just too nitty of a fold blocking aces and kings that I just got to put it in, or
Well, look at your pot odds. That's important, right?
right?
So you're pretty close to the line where you need to call, especially blocking aces and kings.
You're pretty
Yeah, or
close
do I?
you're pretty close to the line where if he had king king, it wouldn't be a mistake to fold. It wouldn't be a mistake to call.
Yeah,
What is an ace king versus king king here? It's about 30. You have about 30%, right?
yeah. I mean,
I'm gonna check that what that number is right now. Now, does the villain 32, does his initial raise take away an ace? I don't know. Okay.
It could, with him being a 48-10, like I mean, do we see? Yeah, I don't really have. I only have 80 hands, so I don't know a whole lot there. This guy, his only three bet hand that's gone to showdown is ace king.
29,
Um,
you're 30%. Ace king against king king is 30%.
okay, so
Just saying, is that you are fucked against ace ace. You are getting almost what you need against king king. You're making a mistake against queen queen, and you're making a huge mistake against ace king. So that's the thing to consider.
oh, so it probably was too nitty of a fold.
Let's give him a range. Now let's take away his king king and give him an actual range. Okay. So we have ace king off, and he has aces, kings, queens, and ace king. That's his whole range. Nothing else. And we are 38% against aces, kings, queens, and ace king. Pretty nitty, given that you need 31%. And I only gave him aces, kings, queens. And you can't tell me that he doesn't do this with queens.
Right. So then, do we think? I mean, the exploit here, like three bet smaller, so that when he does that, or is it just I just got to fucking go with it?
three bet smaller, so you're not pricing yourself in. You kind of priced yourself in here.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I ended up folding. And personally, like I felt like he wasn't doing this with anything other than aces and maybe kings.
Well, then it's a good fold. If it's
Yeah,
aces
and
and
that was just and I guess because of I mean, the sample size isn't tiny, but it's not huge. He's never four bet once. I mean, he's a 2016. He's only three bet a handful of times.
and five betting, by the way.
Or yeah, five bet. Right.
Yeah,
Well,
I
he's
mean, if you
never
go
four
like
bet once, and now he's five betting.
That's true.
22
true.
bigs there, and you're more comfortable mucking it when he shoves, and you're gonna have it's really about pot odds, right? Because of the amount committed and the amount you have to put in
Right.
when he jams at you being offered 31%. It's very hard not to have 31% except aces specifically. So all of a sudden you're getting a price where you need to call. But you avoid that if you
Smaller.
use a smaller fold four.
So yeah, so I mean, if we just, I mean, even exclude if we give them that range, just
And you're
I
back.
mean, obviously, I know we can manipulate the numbers to make it look like we want it to look like, right? But
Mhm.
um, I don't know. I felt, I mean, given that he's never four bet, he three bets. The only hand we've seen him that's gone to showdown, I mean, in the 6 times he's three bet was ace king. He kind of felt like, um, I mean, can we ever justify here? No, never mind. I'm not even gonna think that way. Um, so consensus, I mean, that's about it for that hand. Maybe it's a little
Yeah, I would
nitty,
just use
maybe.
a smaller cold four.
Yeah. So smaller cold four size.
Yeah.
And then I don't even have to, and then it's just whatever. I pitch it when he jams, right?
Yeah.
All right, next hand. No notes on this one. And open. Call from no notes on him. Okay, we're multi-way. Oh, I remember this hand. Um, do we think
Was that, by the way, was that LoJack that did it?
on the last hand?
Yeah, LoJack with the initial raise, and then he was the hijack. Or
No,
what?
hijack, cut off three bet.
Okay, thank you. I'll give you. I'm just looking that up right now.
Okay. So probably multi-way, monkey in the middle. Um, do we think this is too loose of a C bet? Now, mind you, if it was like ace nine four with two spades, I probably check back. But being that the aces are paired, obviously it reduces the likelihood. Um, so I
I
feel
check.
like this isn't. What was that?
I checked this one.
I mean, I get two calls. Do we think this is just a fold or
He's
actually,
betting.
I mean, what I guess what I was thinking more like against this sizing, do I ever think about turning my nine into a bluff here and raising?
It's a tough place to use an in position bluff because, well, one, he's betting in two people. Two, you have someone yet to act behind, even though a lot of his aces are going to bet at one point, turn probably. But I
Right.
think this is a very uncomfortable position. I would just mark it. Nice hand side.
Yeah, we're like I felt like obviously on turn when it goes check check, if he's got an ace, he's gonna bet it. So I feel like he never has an ace. Um, I kind of thought in game against like if he has an ace, he's taking a bigger sizing. Um,
Someone mentioned the Joey rule. You haven't mentioned Joey in a couple sessions.
Yeah. How many people were interested in this board? 3. One pair hands don't win very often when
But
3
he
people.
has two pair.
two pair. It's not a one pair hand, Scotty.
You're right. You should call.
Tall. And it was not an ace.
Queen.
Yeah. And
Yep.
I thought before I called two, the only, I mean, a queen X of spades that hit the queen. And that's why I kind of thought, like, do I ever turn the nine into a bluff and just blast here? Or is it just nice hand and fold?
Okay, let's go back on one thing. Let's look at turning the 9 into a bluff. Go back to the flop. Or okay, so go back to all the way. Let's just go the full thing. We're gonna look at the buttons thing. Go pre-flop. Just run it really fast.
We go pre-flop.
Pre-flop. We're gonna concentrate on the button. Okay, here we go. So we open. We get called by the button. Flat called. Okay, good. And then the call here. Great. We're on the flop.
That's the part that kind of didn't make a ton of sense to me. Like, I mean, he's definitely got some three bets. I mean, he's not super nitty on the three bet to not squeeze king queen there.
Okay.
Seems
So here we
kind of
go. Here we go. So he checks, you bet, villain 29 calls, right?
Yeah.
And he calls here. Great. Okay, keep going. Here's the check. Your check. Here's the problem with the blast on the river, which is the max pressure you can put on villain 29 is 60 big blinds. And
Right.
villain 29 is not devoid of bad aces here. He's slightly reduced because he didn't bet to the check turn, but he's not devoid of them.
Fair.
And he doesn't, and you can't put a ton of pressure on him because he's only got 59 big blinds.
So when you think hypothetical, let's pretend villain 29 folds the flop. So now we're heads up. Same situation. Turn goes check, check. River bets out small. Do we ever think about turning a 9 into a bluff?
We do, but we have to worry about the fact that he's going to think about why did you not bet your ace when the flush draw is there? Why'd you give a free? Why, if you really have an ace, why'd you give a free card? And I guess the
Right.
answer is because you have exactly ace queen.
Right.
That's why you gave a card, as you wanted the flush to get there.
Yeah. So this is probably I'm in either territory of I raise or fold. A call is pretty bad here.
Yeah. Now, does he ever do this he ever do this if he doesn't hit the queen? He's got King Jack of spades here.
I think he does. I think this villain does
Okay.
this
Then
with a lot of misdraws.
yep. Yep.
And it's kind of why I found the call. And I guess I mean with him there, it probably should have just been a fold multi-way responsibility, but
Yeah. You can also look at it this way, which is when you bet the flop there with a marginally made hand and got called in two places, your hand's probably not good.
right.
And now all of a sudden you're calling because you're hoping your hand is good.
Yeah.
But it is six big blinds. It's only six big blinds. And so
Right. That was
so
kind of where I
how
was like,
how
it's
often
such a
how often does this have to be King Jack of spades played weird? There's that. You don't have to be right very often.
I mean, I have to be right 1 in 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's kind of where I found I'm like, I think it's just a pot odds call. Like, I don't think, and I kind of until I was reviewing it, I didn't even think because of the multi-way, I didn't even think of turning the 9 into a bluff. And I think that's why I tagged it because I was, do we ever turn the 9 into a bluff here? And I think we answered it. Heads up, yes, I can consider it, but multi-way, it's probably just a fold, right?
He bets six big blinds, but he did bet six big blinds into two players, both of whom one of whom who bet and the other one who called the bet on the flop. So there is that,
Yeah.
you know. I mean, if he'd bet a normal size, you fold.
If he gets
So,
bigger, if he
well,
comes out bets, 12 bigs or so,
yeah,
I'm probably just finding a fold. I think this just came down to a pot odds call.
yeah.
And then obviously, knowing that if he raises, it's an auto fold, no matter
Right,
what he does.
right.
Is it worth the call just for the information? Like considering the pot odds, like if he raises, obviously you fold, but like you get a lot of information for six big blinds here.
Oh, who wants to give the speech? Somebody give
Oh
the
my
speech.
God. Oh, please do. Please do. That's why I ask these stupid questions. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Is that no one's volunteering to give the speech other than me? All right.
Scotty, you give it best.
Thank
Here's
you.
the speech. Here's the speech.
I can't wait.
Never pay for information. All that information is always for free, available in the hand that you're not in, that you're watching.
Yeah. You're getting
Somebody else.
information
So
regardless at some point.
yeah, you're going to be watching. You're going to be watching this hand. You're going to be villain 19 who folded, and then hero is going to put in the 6, and you're going to go, oh, that's what he bet 6 big blinds with, the queen. You observe all the hands you're not in. You never need to pay for information.
Oh, thank you. I love this meeting.
All right, good. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's never an informational call. It is he's giving me really good pot odds, and
Mhm.
I think he's gonna try and bluff a lot of misdraws here. Um, I don't think this is a super value-y bet. And I don't even know if he was. I think he still might have been thinking. I don't know if he knew what he was betting, if he was betting for value or betting as a bluff.
He was betting a very small amount to get called by a 9 and to not put in too much money against villain 29's bad ace.
Right.
He was going to fold to a raise, probably, but maybe not to you. Maybe
The
only to
villain
villain
29 though.
because what do you check? What aces are you checking there? But villain 29 can definitely have an ace in this line.
Right.
Just about.
So next hand.
Yep.
Ooh, this was
Good.
open.
Yeah.
We get 3-bet from not a tiny 3-bet ratio. I don't have a ton on this guy. I mean, he's a 47-12
Mhm.
who has 3-bet a few times.
All right.
I mean,
And
really, you've
now,
got to. There's two things
oh,
going
go
on
on.
here. It's a small 3-bet, but you also have to think about what this is mostly an implied odds hand.
Yeah.
And look at his stat.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna lose the 6.5 extra big blinds here. But the fact that he's not really that deep, you're really not getting what you need to go for this.
Right. No, I've also seen like his other 3-bets. He's kind of he doesn't fight. He doesn't really fight in 3-bet pots.
Okay.
Is what I was thinking when I made this call.
Yep.
So he's going to turn his hand when he 3-bets on the flop. He is going to turn his hand face up for me.
Mhm. Right. So against a normal size 3-bet, 7/8 suited does mostly folding, but a little bit of calling. Against
Yeah.
this size, it would call it 100% of the time, except against his stack depth, it wouldn't. And so those are the things that are fighting against each other. And I don't hate what you did at all. All right.
Yeah,
So
normal size 3-bet, I would find the fold against that stack size.
Yep. Okay. This is not the hand this is not what you were trying to defend against, but this is great. Okay.
He checks, and like I said, I've seen him turn his hand face up. So I actually go with a really small size here to see what he does.
Okay.
And he
Right.
finds a call.
You expected to
Yes,
get called.
I'm expecting to get called.
Right. Let's make sure you got
So-
enough for the river bluff to be big enough.
Yep. So now I go with the B66, and I really don't expect to get called here I expect to get a lot of folds here.
Okay.
Problem here is that now look at your SPR going to the river.
Right. It's going to be hard to get pocket jacks to fold here, and pocket jack could easily play this way, just going, I don't have a 10.
Right.
But the
I expected to get a lot of folds here on the turn, and
Yeah.
obviously we didn't. And so now,
oh, this just got easy.
yeah, it got very, very easy.
Yeah, you're going to lose the hand, but you don't have to bet now.
Yeah, now I just get to check and take my equity.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
shows up with King Queen of Hearts, and I win.
Great.
So
Yep.
you were going to
I'm
win this
glad you did
hand
not-
if you tripled no matter your size on river, but when you start this, it's an awkward spot because he's 3-bet on a short stack. So when you construct a 3-street bluff, you need to be very aware of what you're going to have remaining behind on river. And you probably want more than a pot size left.
Yeah.
that
So
was-
do
that was
I
fun.
on the turn? Do I just consider like a B33, like go like 10 or 11 bigs, let him float with everything, and then
Small
Just
size on the river. You don't need to go crazy on the river here. You're never
yeah,
getting him to fold jacks, queens, kings, all that stuff. So let's just target the unpaired hands that beat you.
right. So we go 10 here, he calls. That's going to put us to 50. And then let's say a six of clubs on the river. We're at 50 bigs. He's got 53 behind. I go half pot or even smaller.
Not smaller.
How much do you need to bet to get an ace high to fold?
At this point,
To call.
probably
How about to call?
to
You have a 10
call, I
here,
think
and you think,
10,
okay,
15.
so go 25, 30.
Yeah, so it's right around half pot. Because the pot's 50. So yeah, we're right around just a little bit more than half.
Yep.
So I hypothetical, but then I mean, once I see that eight and he checks, I think I have a very very clear check back. I
Yep.
now have pretty decent showdown value. I felt like when he floats the flop, it was such a small size that he's going to call with almost everything.
Mhm.
Um, once we get to the turn and he calls, I have him on a lot of hands like ace king. I mean, basically what he had a lot of like ace king, king queen.
Mhm.
I just don't feel like he has many overpairs.
Queen jack.
But if
Jack
you
Yeah,
nine.
because
if
I
you were
felt like
handing,
all of his overpairs bet the flop. So I just don't feel like he ever has an overpair here.
but an overpair, here's the funny thing: an overpair and an underpair to the 10 are the same hand. Jack, Jack, and 9, 9 are the same hand.
Right.
Whereas, normally they're not because the 10 is
Kind
paired.
of.
No, they are because I beat if I a 10 beats all overpairs, where if it's like 10 deuce
But that's assuming you
five,
don't. That's with the assumption is you're just calling with jacks and queens and stuff.
right.
And
I
no,
don't
it's
think an
not. But it's
overpair
like
ever
With
gets
ten.
to
that you're
this river.
folding, that you're raising with jacks and queens and stuff. My bad. Not that you're calling with them.
Yeah.
Right.
Which some portion of the time you might call with jacks here. Queens probably not when he only has that much left. You're probably just gonna rip it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the big thing here is that when you decide on flop that you're going to construct a three-street bluff, you really want to start thinking about the sizing on each street.
Yeah.
And the way we used to talk about this was Brazilian style,
Hmm.
which was small bet flop, small bet turn to leave maximum effect for river.
Right.
Yeah.
And the advantage.
Which I think I started it well with the really small bat.
Yeah. This.
Um
It looks
then
like you
when
were
because
trying to get the fold on the turn.
yeah,
Not
like and I figured I was gonna get the fold on the turn. I feel like when he
yeah.
doesn't bet flop and he doesn't check raise flop, he just never has an overpair or a 10.
Yeah.
So when we get and I think if this is a three of clubs, he folds. The only
Oh
reason
yeah.
he stays
Oh
now
yeah.
is because he has the heart draw.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Which is what I thought in game. So when I get the black eight, I just felt like there's no need to turn it into a bluff. I feel like a large majority, but do I try and go thin here? Because I do think
No.
on this river in game that a large majority of the time I have the best hand now.
Right. But if you go for thin, but not when you get called.
Right.
I don't think you can go for thin value here because you have the let's just assume you have the best hand the majority of the time. You do not have the best hand the majority of the time when you get called.
Right. That's fair.
You're only targeting ace high.
Yeah.
Right.
To call you.
Right.
Yeah.
Or I
Because
mean
your pocket sevens and all that stuff, does that stuff fold out by the turn?
yeah, I don't even know if he three bets pocket sixes,
Yeah.
pocket sevens from
So
the big blind.
you only have one target for value there. So you can't really, I mean, even when you bet 10, sometimes you're just gonna only get called by like jacks or queens or
Right.
kings.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly just don't think he has any overpairs here. So maybe like the way he played it, just doesn't seem like he has any overpairs here. Because when they're short stacked like this, are they really like they're just probably going to get a lot of money in really fast with any overpair here.
And that's kind of was my thinking in game. Um, and then I really like when that eight peeled, I felt like I just have the best hand every time.
Yeah, but do you want to open yourself up to a raise there?
Right. I don't because check raise river is such a
Sucks.
gross spot, so
Right.
under bluffed.
I mean, if you went super small in the river, I might go crazy with like king queen of hearts here because I'm like
Yeah,
this is
but
never the size he takes with a 10 here. So,
right, but you're also never getting here in this line with king queen of hearts.
oh well, yeah, no, that's I probably just fold the flop. Maybe.
Right.
Actually, no, I might
Maybe.
float looking to steal. Actually, I probably float looking to steal it at some point.
Right. And then once
Well, when I picked up equity on the turn, I'm calling you, and then when you go big, I'm calling, and then when I miss on the river, I am probably going to check, and if you bet small, I might just rip it on you, depending on the player. But that's me, so
yeah,
it
but
depends.
I mean you're also not planning on that stack size either. You're gonna have more stack depth
That's
to work with.
true. But yeah,
Um all right. Oh, let's see what we got here. No note on it. Obviously open. Get called. Which villain is this? Multi-way madness again. Um, what do we think? I mean, is this a C bet or is this? I did, but
I'm fine with a C bet. Yeah, you got all kinds of
yeah.
draws that can call you.
Let's see bet bigger.
yeah. Um, so yeah, I get called. We get the deuce, and now I'm not checking because I'm afraid of the 10, but I think a check and let him show me where he's at.
Yep.
Kind of check and assess. I mean, he's with the call pre-flop and the flat there. Like, I think in position does just call on even on this texture with some tens.
Well, the nice thing here is that you have induced the bluff part of his range to bet.
And I know like I'm never folding to this bet.
Right? Let's see the river. That's bad.
So I check again, and then he goes small. Like,
Ugh.
what? I mean, do I ever? Am I ever folding here? Do we think?
All right. What does he think that's worth this? When he's not bluffing, what is he wrong about?
Right.
He's wrong about a 9. And is he really betting a 9 here? He's wrong about jacks.
Um. Yeah, I don't know if this is a spot to turn queens into a bluff because I don't think a 10 is ever folding and I don't think diamonds are ever folding.
And those are
So
the only targets of what's worth bluffing off. Because we don't think he has
yeah,
kings.
I mean the he can have some I block queen jack, but he can have some queen jack, some 7-8 here that gets here and is going to bluff off to this size.
Right, but you don't need
Other
to bluff
than
that.
that, I don't know if 9x ever bets. Um, I don't know. The more I look at it, I mean, do we think this is just a fold? Or is folding here too nitty?
I think he could do this with Jack Jack. Do I really think he could do this with Jack Jack? What does he think he's getting called by?
I do think Jack Jack gets here. I mean, he has a very small 3-bet. I mean, he's only 3-bet 46 times out of almost 1,100 opportunities.
Yeah.
So I do think he gets here with Jack Jack.
All right. We have to win, but we have to win this 1 out of 4 times.
Yeah.
All right.
So obviously, I don't think I can ever raise here. I don't think I'm ever going to turn this in.
Yeah.
So I just call, and I am shown 5-6 of diamonds.
Right. There we go.
Let's see.
Oh, if we had more stack depth, that might have been a really fun spot to blast someone.
Yeah, I agree. The
I
stack
don't know
depth
if it's
kind of.
necessary, but
No, I think if we were super deep, a check raise would be a decent play there.
You should have the queen of diamonds.
Yeah,
do it.
if I had a queen of diamonds, I could consider it more.
Yeah. All right. I like this.
Yeah,
All right. I like this.
yeah. In game, I'm thinking, um, and maybe this is the wrong thinking. I think if this is the one I'm thinking about, oh yeah, he's rarely calling a C bet in a 3-bet pot, so he's kind of face up. So I think bet big here and target draw any draws he may have and stronger hands. Um, I obviously I feel like my queen is pretty good here. I get a call, and this turn is. I feel like the turn is a brick because I mean any equity it doesn't change anything.
No.
I'm still either way ahead, way behind.
Yeah.
So he checks, I check back.
I don't have, and then you're going to call rivers that aren't a 10, a jack, or a club. You're going to call any river that isn't a 10, a jack, or a club, right?
Right.
Okay, great.
My concern here is his 4-bet frequency. And the fact like I think he still has I don't know. I definitely don't think he has 8s or 9s now because I think he check raises those. And I think and like I said, the tag, I don't love the way I played this. I don't think this is ever a check back, do I? On the turn?
It could be a check back. That's fine.
Yeah, you're making it easy to be outdrawn, but at the same time, you're also making it easy for clubs to bluff the river and you call. You have an easy call on the river when you do a check here.
That's a
And
brick.
this is great.
So we get the brick river and we get
Now
the
we
bet.
hope he does. Great, perfect call.
Now we
Don't
call.
raise.
Yep.
Yeah, this is great.
Easy call. And he shows up with ace jack club or ace jack off.
Good
Yeah.
for him.
Reduced.
Yeah.
Yes.
Excellent. Excellent. Yep. And the amount
Which
of
now
equity,
the question is the size that he bet. I know being results oriented, because I'm gonna bet if I bet this turn, I'm betting bigger than 22, right? And he's probably still calling.
Yeah, I mean, it can go either way. I like your play.
Yeah.
You can't always. I mean, I like your play because now you're going to have an easy hero, easy bluff catch on the great majority of rivers.
Yeah.
And on occasion, we're going to induce. I mean, you're right. Generally, we shouldn't rely on our opponent to put money in. But in this situation, you're in the driver's seat, you're in position, your play is fine.
Right. Now, if you wanted to, if you want to look at this as a simplified GTO strategy that has no, that doesn't have mixed frequencies, this is an easy bet on the turn because you're gonna take your best top pairs and continue your best, your two pairs, your straights, and your best top pairs. And this is your best top pair. So you continue betting this one and you don't continue betting some of the other queens that you bet one time.
Okay. So what do you think? If we bet turn, are we just any calls? Are we just checking back river? Or are we gonna? Do we think we should go for thin value on this river?
I go for thin value on the river after if it goes check bet call, check bet call. Yeah.
Okay. Um. Uh, I don't think so, Brian. So
Then I
here we
dislike
go.
it more.
Okay.
Here we go for the three bet with the old tens. Now, do I ever consider flatting tens to keep the gold star player in?
No, because you're out of
Not when
position.
he's in position. Yeah, not when he's in
Yeah.
position.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we're on the button, we do have some flats here with tens to keep the gold star in.
Yeah, I
We
did that
think.
a lot yesterday with like tens, nines, eights. I was doing a lot of flatting when there was bad players to my left that look like they're gonna call
Yeah.
because they play great multi-way when you drill a set, and when you miss, it was easier for me to just lay it down.
Yeah. So we get a call. We get a pretty good flop for
Yeah.
tens,
Yeah. Let's keep
especially with
going.
his four bet. I don't think he ever has jacks plus. I think I always have the best hand here. So
He has ace four
with
suited. He has pocket fives, but still.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean he's never
Yep. Yeah.
um
And now he's gonna call. He's gonna call this size with ace king a lot
yep,
and ace queen. Yeah. And any of those, any ace, sure.
and he does. Do I ever consider going bigger here?
You like getting called by an ace.
Because I don't know that he's folding a lot. I mean, even in three bet pots, he's never folded to a three bet, and he's calling C bets in three bet pots at a very high frequency. So do I ever consider that I very,
Yes.
very likely have the best hand? Just go up and punish his tendency to call?
Yes.
Okay. Um, and then we get this turn.
That's terrible.
Don't love it.
Nope.
Um, I do continue betting. I bet small.
Okay. I
And
like here. I like here, just so you know, I like more a check and call and call many rivers,
yeah,
and lose to a king here. But you bet small here, trying to continue to get value from pocket sixes, pocket sevens, pocket eights, and pocket nines, all of which
yeah.
may do more folding, so you have to do it small.
And again, like and my thought was it was along those lines because he's sticky across turns.
Yeah.
He's just
Okay.
not folding a lot of pairs.
Right.
But we don't love the
No, we don't.
call.
Don't donk. Don't donk.
Chunks. And we think this is a very clear check back, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Ooh, you lost showdown value here. Oh, you're good.
Even yeah, even though you still beat the nines, tens, the sixes, sevens, eights, and nines, I still think this is a good check back here because a lot of them fold to you.
Yeah, and a
And
lot of his floats. I mean, a lot of the things he's floating down with have a king or a queen. I did not expect to win this hand. But
Yeah.
here we are. So now we know. I mean, he's rarely folding flops, but I probably could have gone way bigger on flop. Like I left some value out there.
and now look at what happens. What do you think happens if you check back the king on the turn and then the queen comes. Do you think he bluffs into you?
He may bluff.
He may.
I mean, his aggressions, he may bluff and put me in a really, but that's by checking back that king, I almost have to call across rivers, right?
Yep, that's what you're there for.
All right.
That's what you're trying to do with your marginal made hands, and they lose sometimes. All right.
So what do we have here? Oh, this gentleman, I think. Yep. So this guy was super stabby. Um, I mean, just stabbing everything.
Great.
So when he calls, like he almost if he gets checked to, he's stabbing,
Great.
and usually for like a pot size bet. So, but he's folding to almost all C bets.
Right. I love it. I love the check then.
And now we
I
get like a lot of his stabs are like pot size bets. So this one kind of I was like, what the French is this? Anybody hate a check raise here?
no.
My
Not at
plan
all.
was when I initially checked, my plan was to because like he was like he'd go like
Oh,
pot,
yeah.
pot, pot with nothing.
Yeah.
So my plan was check call, he bets pot, check, he bets pot, call, and then check the turn. But when he bets this one big blind, I was kind of like, what the fuck? So we get a call, and now I'm kind of I'm scratching my head. And then I don't love this turn.
No.
And when he checks it back, I said, okay, I do like that.
Yep.
Um,
I like
do
it
we
better.
ever think I go for thin value on this river?
Yes.
Unless you think
Okay.
he's aggressive enough that he'll keep stabbing.
And
But
I
he didn't
think
stab,
he
but
is. Like
he didn't
I
on the
think
stab.
he's what was that, Scotty?
I say, but he didn't continue to stab on the 7.
No, he
So
didn't. But here's another opportunity for him to stab, and I think if you check, he can still do some stabs. That's why I asked if you think he'll still do.
let's find out.
Not checking here looking to check fold. By the way,
Okay.
like I'm checking here to get him to stab again.
Yeah.
And he does.
Great.
And he shows up with ace 5.
Fabulous. Nicely played. The check on the turn is great.
Yeah.
Now, does he call your turn bet with his 1 over and his gut shot? Maybe.
He might.
He might. Oh,
He's
maybe
kind of
not a gut
sticky.
shot.
I don't
Not a gut shot. I was wrong. This is double belly buster.
yeah, double gutter.
This is double gutter. Yeah, he calls you.
Ooh, let's see how I can punt with ace jack. Do we think this is ever a 3-bet?
Sure. To that to the
Against
to that silliness, yeah.
yeah,
And
against
then
the weird,
so you fold.
limp dick ISO, like
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, sure.
all right, and we get a call. And mind
Right.
you, he's never folded. He's only been 3-bet 8 times, but he's never folded to one of them.
Yep.
I have no notes on this. Good flop. I like it. And he donks. And this is where I'm like, what the fuck? Obviously, we know what we're doing with a donk, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're calling.
Great. Yep.
So we get another. I mean, I guess it's not a complete brick, but unless he's in there with 4-5, it's a brick. And now he donks. Against
I would
this size in a 3-bet pot, are we ever and his stack depth, are we ever considering raising?
you
You
can,
can.
but I think the call is better.
I
Because
call.
remember, you can put it all in on the river if you want.
Right.
As much
Yeah,
money in.
we're less than 1 SPR on the river.
Yeah.
And this is where I was like, what the fuck is this size? Like his relative size just kept getting smaller and smaller. And yeah, I agree, Brian. Donks and three bet pots are less bluffy. And the only thing I'm thinking, like, does he get here with King Jack, Queen Jack, Jack 10?
Yep.
I think he has all those.
I'll call.
I don't think. I mean, a lot of his Jack X is, and this is a weird spot. So I mean, I know it's his four bet's kind of high. So like, I don't think he has anything great. But
I'm jamming.
then we see this. Looking like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's surprising.
Yeah. I think I think I played the hand. I think that river is probably always a jam.
Yeah.
And then
Well, we
just
were just talking about this recently with that maybe that we want to have two pair plus when we raise these donks when they continue across three streets.
We
Mhm.
do have two pair.
We do have two pair. You're right. My bad. You should have raised here.
Yeah.
It's a three bet pot. It's less. It's more. It's
Yeah.
less full of shit. I
It
don't
was
know.
more the bet. If he checks
Yeah.
here, I'm definitely betting for value.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I'm
But you're not
probably
going to
just
jam if he bets here.
if
If he
he
checks here.
checks,
Yeah.
I we can probably still jam. I mean, we're less than one
Yeah.
SPR.
Yeah. You're maybe. Well, yeah. What do we think? Is he? If Yeah, I guess a jam is actually probably the best option, considering that if he checks here, he likely has weak Jack X that we get to stack. So
Yeah,
yeah,
he's
jam's
got some
probably
like
good.
Queen Jack, Jack 10 that's not folding.
But it is
I mean, and
different
we
when he
know,
triples versus when he checks the river.
yeah. I don't know. It was just such a weird spot. Like he, bets, comes out half pot flop, gets a call.
He's putting you on
Um,
this king.
yeah, roughly half
Bad jam.
pot, a little bit less than half pot turn.
Mhm.
We call, and then
He's putting on
this,
you on ace king, yet he has not seen you act once yet.
right.
Yeah.
Other than the three bet pre.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
But I mean,
It
It's
was it
funny.
was it was such a weird spot. Like, I guess it was more like, am I ever with SPR? Like, is this just a jam and then he shows up with kings and oh well, or queens, oh well, it is what it is.
I likely did that. I don't think it's a better line now that I've seen it, what happened, but I probably do
Right.
that.
Either way, it was kind of a head scratcher because obviously
Yeah.
we know that he's capable of four betting. It was strange. I mean, the min click
Yeah.
pre and then flatting the three bet, like we never expect to see queens here.
No, we didn't.
Especially, I mean, he's a player like he has some check raises in his bag. He has four bets in his bag. Like as played, if we're I don't know, it was just so weird. Such a
His
weird line.
queens are definitely part of the range, but you got to remember of all the other stuff that can also be there. Just because he
Right.
has queens here doesn't make your play bad. I think it was fine.
I was asking more, do we think I missed I mean, not being results oriented, did I miss a jam on the river?
Potentially, yeah, I was considering it too.
I
That,
jammed
Yeah.
that.
it's kind of similar to that queen hand I had earlier. I'm like, he still has a lot of hands he's going to call if we jam, but he also is going to fold a lot of stuff that he's with his trash that he can get here with as well, and then you can have a better hand too. So
Right. All right. Um, why is this was a small pot? King 10 off. Why is this here?
Because it
Oh,
got
I
linked
know.
to you. You got forced to play it.
Yep. So he checks. I go small. Oh, I know why this hand is here. It was such a weird, the turn was weird.
Mhm.
So on a complete brick turn, we get this.
Oh boy, don't
Yeah.
raise.
No, I think I looked at this and I was like, what the fuck? Like this is such a weird. So I call.
Mhm.
And then we get a I don't know how I feel about this turn card.
Well,
Um
you feel that it's a river, not a turn. So that's one of the things you feel.
yeah. And then pot size. So he down bets to pot.
I don't think we need to raise here. I mean,
Do
again, the
we ever
rule is we
consider
have to be
folding?
called by worse more than 50% of the time for a raise to be profitable.
I'm never thinking raise here. Um I'm thinking here, do I fold? Can I find a fold here? Is that just too nitty?
I don't think we get to fold.
No fold, no fold. A lot of the time when he donks that turn, he made two pair
Right.
with king deuce suited or queen deuce suited, 3-2, something like that. A lot of the time.
Yeah.
Or I mean, sometimes he drills bottom set with deuces, which sucks. But I think that now that you have, I think that maybe you could have folded without catching two pair. But I think with two pair, you kind of just get the call off here, and sometimes you actually, I mean, you're just cool. You're just a better two pair than him. But we'll see. I don't know. I don't think why would he donk the turn with a flush draw? I mean, I feel like most from what we've seen in not the limited instances, that turn donk is underbluffed.
Right. And then we get this was the head scratcher. So he has a straight and a flush.
Yeah, well,
And
there it
that's why I
is.
was like, what the fuck? That line just made no sense.
Yeah, it's underbluffed, and sometimes
Right.
it's queen three, queen two. So you know,
Agree. I felt like it was more like a turned two pair or
yeah,
it was such a weird line.
Yeah,
But
he
it
bets big.
happens.
He bets big on the well. Okay, so let's look at it. He bets big on the flop.
No, I bet half pot on the flop.
Oh, I thought
hmm.
that he. I
So
thought he
this
don't.
time he came out
Oh,
with a
flop.
combo draw and bet the turn.
Yeah,
Interesting.
he flops the combo draw on a brick turn over bets.
He forgot to
This is
check raise.
odd. We haven't seen this as much.
Yeah.
We
And
have
that's a
seen
kind of
mostly stronger hands. I mean, this is a strong hand still, but we've seen mostly stronger made hands
like
that do this.
made like two
So,
pair that donk for a smaller size. That was the part that kind of really threw me off was his sizing. I mean, I know we're looking at absolute. It's only six big blind, 6.6 big blinds.
So let's look at it. Let's look at a little bit of those. Let me steal. I'm going to steal the screen from you.
Okay.
Um, or actually, no, wait 1 second. Let me first get it ready. Okay, so we want the lovely previous 7 days. Where is that file? That file is.
And the reality is, I think if he goes smaller on the turn or on the river,
Yep.
I think I do can start thinking about raising. Like if he
Here,
goes
here we go.
half or 2/3 on the turn, I do consider raising. Whether that's correct or not.
All right. Here's a few. Here's 19 turn. Here's 19 turn donks. Um, this is the bet, and this is the pot they bet it into. We have value, 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 draw, pure bluff, value, 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 draw, marginally made, value, marginally made, value, value. Now, if you want to look at the sizing just for fun, if that's the thing you want to see, let's look at the percent. This divided by this, all right? We'll do a quick sort on these. Okay, sort and filter. We need a filter on that. There we go. Thank you. All right. So let's just do from the biggest down. All right. In their relative size to the pot, we've got all these in sort of the same thing. So we have this guy here with the top pair, and then we've got all these in the 0.6s. The draw and the bluff are up there, value. The weird things are these marginally made ones, where the guy bets he comes out and donks the 4 on the queen. But
Yeah,
I would say these are heavier value.
yeah.
We found about 140 of these in my database, and I didn't record all of them. But for fun, hold on. Let's let's look at a few more of them, just as we see them in real time. All right. Oh, here we have the lovely raise and a 3-bet, tiny 3-bet call, 3-5, check. So, so let me see. So are we in position? Who is this? Yeah. So it goes check, he bets, and then this guy calls, then the 7 comes, and all of a sudden the ace king donks out for pot. Pretty funny.
It's wild.
Into the basic nuts. It's raised and calls it off. Not so good. All right. Next hand. Here we go. Some with a limped 3-5. We got some weird stuff here. Check, bet, call, 2 pair, and he donks out for nothing.
Donk small.
He donks small in a small pot. It was a limp pot. Here we go. Normal pot. Nope, not a normal pot. Limps the ace jack. 7s comes along. There's a bet. Just calls. 2 players call. And here we go. Here comes the donk with trips. Good for you, 7s. That's Joey right there. And then he bets the river and the ace 5 folds. All right. And we go queen 8, check, bet, call. Total bluff. Total bluff. He just goes out.
Ball bluff.
Yep. Just says so what is he saying? He's floating with backdoors. He's got lots of backdoors and the over.
Yep.
And then he says, this is the card that I have and you don't. Because you don't bet a 7, but I do call you with a 7. This is very different than the jack pairing, the 7 pairing. Good for him for finding it. Total bluff. And good for him for finding the total bluff. Some of these other total bluffs.
Him finding that one.
Yeah, I don't know where they came from. All right. We go raise, call. He bets, gets raised. So this isn't really a donk, but calls. Let's see though if he continues with the heart. No, he just bets tiny again just to try to keep the thing down. And this guy calls. Now, does he Brazilian it? Yes, he does. So, bet, get raised, call. The raiser has an ace sometimes, but he doesn't have a 4. I can have a 4. You don't raise me. I will crazy. I will represent quads and expect you to fold the ace that you represented? Weird. All right. Aces go big, and the jack queen is the one that stays there, and the queen, crazy fuckers. This is 1-2
Be on this table.
I know. This is some bad play. Here we go. Check. He bets out. Small relative to the pot, but big for the thing. There, that guy calls all in, and then this is the crazy thing.
Oh, he's calling all in. I'm like, what the?
Right. And now this guy now donks his draw. This is terrible. Into a protected pot.
Interesting.
That's crazy.
Wild.
Yeah. And here's me watching it happen.
Right.
All right. So we didn't write all these down, but these we've seen crazier ones following up. So the first ones were all heavy value. And now It's gone crazy and lost its mind. There we go. The king. This one at least is going to be value. Now he bets out. He decides that after it goes after they gets two calls that this guy's no longer betting his five or no longer bluffing. So now he has to bet out. And this guy doesn't see it at all. Now he knows he's got the best hand and he bets 10. So who knows? All right. Do you want to go back to Andy? Do you want to see any more of these? I just did this because we saw that just you wanted to see turn donks. I'll record some more of them, but boy, look at me three betting Jack six suited and ISOing Jack six suited. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, you got button. It's not
I
too
got button.
insane.
I know I got button. And he doesn't have a lot of money behind. But he calls. This is going to go badly for me. He checks. I bet. He calls. He bets out. And I fold, right?
I
Yeah.
hope so.
Oh, I have the six. That's why I'm an idiot. Yeah. Yep. That was dumb. I was going to, I fold, don't I? Nope. So good for him. That was all value and all misplayed. So we'll stop on
Oh,
that.
that's a cooler. You lost with a full house.
Yeah. Nasty cooler.
I did. Yep. All right. Back to this.
Back to this. Obviously, we're not folding here.
Nope.
We're never raising.
We're never raising.
No. I think, and I don't know if folding's an option with that 10.
It's an option. I think but I think you should call. I think two pair is your.
Right, which I do. All right. Let's see what we have next. Ooh.
I'd like to
We have
criticize Jack five, but we just saw me with Jack six, so I got nothing to say.
in the small blind in a limp
Raise.
pot.
Raise, but fine. If you have a limping range, Jack five suited is fine.
Yeah, and I think Jack 5 suited is maybe sometimes a raise fold. But
Well,
not
for
a
me,
bad flop at all.
No.
Great spot to see what happens.
Yeah, check bet.
Do we ever think about check raising here? Or I mean, I didn't check raise, but
You can, but you don't have
I
to.
can, yeah.
You can because you can call any re-raise, so you can
Right.
check raise. This is fine because
So I call.
when you're against a jack here, you are often behind that jack.
Right. I
You're
get a
only
really
against a
good
jack.
turn. Now I got the triple combo draw.
You do.
Do we ever think about donking this?
You can, but I wouldn't. Your jack is your hand is still so marginally made. It's top pair, shitty kicker.
Yeah. We had a good size bet. I'm obviously
Donking makes
never
sense
full.
when you want to reduce fold equity. This
Right.
time you don't really want to reduce fold equity, so it doesn't really make sense as donk.
Right. Obviously never folding. Do we consider a raise here, or still we're just check calling, let him keep
You
barreling
could,
off, keep all his bluffs in?
it seems to me that when you check raise here and you get called, you're always behind. And when you check raise here and you get a fold, you're always ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. And we
And
get
now
a
we're
beautiful.
yeah. And now we're stuck with that hard thing of what do you do when this happens? And very often in the lower stakes, we have to check because they don't bet they don't value bet thinly enough.
We have to donk because they're not gonna.
And I hate it. But they check behind so often.
Yep. I like to check,
Yay. Good for you. Good for you.
and we get an overbet.
Just call. It's hard to get called by a worse one than job.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Like, do I My play, if he bet small, I was going to raise, but when he overbets, I'm like, well, crap. Was he just barreling all along? So I call,
Mhm.
and we get the king deuce offsuit.
Yep, there was no more money to be made. You played that,
Yep.
you maximized the money of that hand. You check raise at any point he folds.
Yeah. And moreover, I think even if I donk river, he folds.
I think so. Yeah.
All right. Win a small one here.
I would consider, by the way, I would consider raising the river. Now, in this case, he folds, but I'm not
Right.
saying I do raise the river, but we gotta think seriously about raising the river with a flush. Okay.
Yeah. And I think going back to that, if he had bet smaller, I would have raised river. But the
Mhm.
overbet kind of made me a little like, well, what overbets here?
Yeah.
Just
King
the
deuce.
polar sizing. He's either nutted and I lose a huge pot, or he has nothing and he's never calling.
Right. Right. All right. Let's three bet this guy.
Um, I think I do just go with a call.
Okay.
And the logic is he's been aggressive, he's been bluffy, he's barreling off a lot of hands, and he never folds to three bets.
Great. Your hand beat him.
So
If you
let's
never,
put more money in the pot
yeah,
when we have a better hand.
yeah,
Or
yeah.
do
We
I
love
just
that he's on the
call
book. We
and
love him
let him
not.
just blast off?
Okay, that's an option.
In
Let's see it happen.
position, I think I three bet more.
Out of
Um,
position, the reason you three bet also though is to lower the SPR.
yes, that's true.
Right. Okay. So you do this.
Not a bad flop. Obviously, we check. We get a C bet, which was expected. I mean, he's C betting almost everything.
Mhm.
Um, we call. We don't love the turn, but we know he's gonna keep blasting off, right?
Check bet call. Yep.
And he checks. And now I'm actually a little like, what the fuck?
Now what he could have easily had was showdown value.
Yep.
And
And then
this board just ran out terrible for you.
yes. But I know he likes to keep blasting off. And I know with thick value, he uses a way bigger sizing here.
You have a bluff catcher. You said
I
that he
have a
bluffs,
bluff catcher. I've given him rope. He is capable.
and it isn't big, and the bet is not big for the game.
And we have an ace eight offsuit.
Great. Now, play this hand out the other way in our minds. You three bet him. He calls the ace eight. You bet the flop. He calls the eight. So
Yep. So we're gonna three bet here
you're
to
going to
my
go to
size. I
12.
like a 12.5.
Sure, 12.5. Okay.
So we'll be 51.5.
Yeah. There you go.
51.5. I'm betting somewhere
No,
around.
why are you getting
No,
51.5?
no, 25.
It's 25.
No,
25 big.
I'm saying that's what the pot will be.
Yeah, no, it'd be
Oh,
25. It would
Oh
not
yeah,
be
25.
51.
Duh, I was doubling what? Yeah.
yeah, 25 big blinds. We're talking in big blinds just this time because it's what we see.
Yes.
So 25 big blinds. Okay.
25
Last
big blinds. I don't
you
know
call
where
river.
that 51 can't because I
Yeah.
was thinking 25 and then double it. No, I wasn't betting 25. Okay, so
Yeah.
12.5.
I
So we're
used to be
25.
a math tutor whenever I was in high school and college, so I can help you out with that if you need it.
I
Awesome.
was a math major in college.
We were all math
I'm
majors in
I'm
college.
just messing with you.
It literally was. I tutored AP math kids as a side gig. I'm terrible at arithmetic.
Oh man.
Now you want to give me some fucking hardcore differential equations? I'll get grimy on that shit. But
So we
um
got, but yeah, we got 25 in the pot.
Negative b
And
plus or
now
minus b squared minus 4ac all over 2a or something like that. It was a long time ago.
Very
All right,
long
here we
time ago.
So,
very long time.
anyways, yeah. So then we have 25 here. I'm gonna bet what about 9 bigs.
Yep.
He's gonna call. So 9 and 9 is 18, is 30, 43. We'll call it
Yep.
43.
Yep.
Maybe 40 after rake, whatever.
Turn comes
So
and
no,
you're going to check now, right?
I'm gonna what?
You're going to check call now, right?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go into bluff, or do I bet one more time and see what he does?
I don't know. I'm going to,
I think I'm just gonna check here and let him.
yeah. Yeah, the pot might have gotten
Um,
inflated by playing it this other line. The pot might get so inflated that he decides to go for it, and we end up having to fold the river because he's not if
yeah,
he because he
and I,
knows.
I honestly thought like in this line that he was gonna keep blasting off across a lot of turns. So when he did, I was kind of I fully expected him to bet this turn,
Mhm.
and I was still prepared to call down.
Yeah,
I wasn't folding. And that was I mean I kept it from the start of the hand. You know, the thought with just flatting is the not the fat like I don't want to I want to let him I want to let him keep blasting off as
yeah.
he has shown the capacity to do.
Okay, so go through now. Now let's look at the hand. Just run it really fast and let's see how much money got in by the end. Just with this way.
28, 29.
All right, checks there. Okay,
Yep. 20,
keep
30,
going. Keep going.
30.
In the other one, we're at 40. We're at 30 here.
We're
In
at
the other one,
25 before the flop even comes. And then we bet 9 on the flop, so we're already up to 40 something, assuming no more betting happens.
yeah, we're 40. We're going to be like 46 now. Something like that.
Yep.
Although I guess I didn't even look at this until just now. In 3-bet pots, he gets a little bit less sticky against a C bet.
Right. But he was
So he
calling this.
may not call the 8 there.
I think
Eh,
he calls one. I think he calls one. I think he calls one bet or the eight. But he may easily fold the six of diamonds if you keep going.
yeah, he call either way, he calls the 8 pots 43. I bet turn. And I may stay like with 43. I might still stay with the smaller sizing, like a 15 or 16 on the turn, knowing planning a bet fold, or if
Yeah.
he calls planning a I don't know, that puts me in a I guess the process is better. Like the run out sucks, but
Yeah.
I would like
Because
if you played it the exact same way, but 3-bet it. So you bet or except for even maybe checking to him on the flop.
oh, just go
Like
so
he's a,
check.
three bet and then check flop.
I mean, yeah, if he's gonna stab a lot, he might stab less than 3-bet pots, but you can check there a decent bit. If he's a stabby player, he might come out and stab with his 8. You call, you check the
Yeah.
turn, he checks back, you check the river, he comes out with his small bluff size, and you call it off.
Yeah.
Let's see what size did he bluff on the river now? Just remind me.
He went half pot on the river.
Up on the
Or
river.
it
Okay.
was we had 14
Yeah.
and he went half pot on the river.
Right. Okay.
So if he
So
does everything exactly the same, he bets basically 20 on the river
yeah,
in
we
that
bet.
Yeah.
line, and
Yep.
you're still able to call it off.
Yeah.
Now the question is,
Yep.
he might not even bet it on the river because it's a 3-bet pot. A lot of players get a little bit more honest in 3-bet pots, and especially on
But make us.
4 to the straight flush or 4 to the flush.
But most of the ways we follow up the game tree where you three bet pre and he calls you,
You make
you
more
make
money.
yeah.
Yep.
Even with this, you know, we know exactly how he plays and we're gonna sucker him and all that stuff. It's still more profitable.
You're too fancy.
Yeah, I might have got a little too fancy with that one.
Yeah.
He was where
I
was
have good
he?
money. Good hand. I put money in pot Go back
I
to
thought-
caveman.
So I mean, jacks do mix
I
pre.
thought he was, I thought he was
But do
cut
they
off.
mix against a loose? Do they mix against a loose opening range that calls every three bet? Is the question. This is based in equilibrium. If this guy shouldn't be opening ace eight offsuit, and he shouldn't be. If he's going to call every three bet, then you just probably want to three bet the hell out of jacks.
That's
But
true.
was he the hijack or was he the cutoff? I thought he was the cutoff.
He was hijack.
And let's
Was
say
it?
he calls every three bet and he opens too wide, then we shouldn't even be three betting 12 big blinds. We should probably three bet bigger.
Oh, so see there, hijack, and we're still when we go so hijack in an eight. I mean, I know it changes a little, but
Right. But if you
we're
make the hijack as wide as he truly is, then
Oh,
the
yeah.
jack's slam dunk 3-bet.
So consensus, I missed a little value there.
Yeah, give him because he has ace eight off, right? Ace eight off comes in the cutoff for some.
Yeah.
So put him in the cutoff and see and look at what it does. Look at what jacks do against a range that has ace eight off in it.
Almost pure.
Right. That's there. All right.
And that is it. That's all the hands I have.
Awesome. All right. This was fun. Monday, let's take a look at what's going to happen on Monday.
Friday?
I will be in. Friday. Friday's coming up. So Friday, I'll definitely be able to open the room for you guys, and I'll let you know whether I'm here or not. I'll still be in Barcelona. That was last night, so we'll see what happens. I'll probably
right.
be out, but I'll
Thank you.
definitely open
Talk to you
the room.
guys on Friday.
Right.
Good luck, guys.
All right.
Call me when I
Good
forget
luck.
to
Have a
open
good
the room.
week. Run
Okay, bye.
good.